Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am back. We are back. This is a bit of a different version of Ring and Rant. It's been taken over by all the boys. We're all ringing in. We're all ranting. And we're going to have a good show today. We're going to have a good old discussion like we used to do back in the day. So, first up, happy Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate or whatever you celebrate. And happy early new year to you guys as well. So, media assets, let's go for an intro and then we will be back with all the boys. Ooh. Work!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the local pundit.
If it comes in, oh, what a goal!
Oh, no! Oh, no! Celebrate! Are you kidding?
The Reds are still top of the league.
And on it, game is...
That was peak. That's peak local pundit right there.
Perfect timing on the work as well. It came in immediately afterwards.
And if that intro of Josh doing all his watch along stuff isn't enough to get you fired up, I don't know what is.
Josh is back.
By the way, that's not... I only use that intro for the watch-alongs.
Okay, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, we've used it for lots of different things.
We love it.
We like it, yeah. I want one. I want one like that for me, for my show.
Yeah, I want one too.
With my face, not yours.
All right, that's what
My
I'm thinking.
face.
Let's go. All right, something for the new year. Got to get our own intros. That's it.
Gotta get our own intros. There we go.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Anyway,
I love
what
it.
we do tonight, guys? Ring and Rant, sort of.
I love it. Like, what show is this? It's RingNRant. Yeah.
Because RingNRant's normally tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you got replaced.
It's okay. I've also told people we're doing Champ Chat this week, and we've got a match on Monday, so
Oh shit.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We can do it Tuesday. We can do it Tuesday. We got nothing else to do. I don't think there's anything else going on Tuesday.
Is there?
Yeah.
Just no. Yeah, do it on Tuesday.
Usually there's no show on Tuesday, so we can do it Tuesday. if you
Aaron,
want.
your background is awesome. I don't always.
Here, let me drop it off. There, now you can read it. There you go.
I don't know what I bring back, but when I don't.
It does look
So,
good. Which AI platform did you use that with?
I actually made that in what's that? Google Slides, because I was playing with
Okay.
slides for the
Old
transfer
school.
show tomorrow. So I just threw it together real quick in that.
if anyone wants
what's
to
on
get on the Fiverr and get Aaron to do some of your artwork, and then he's more than willing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You can't. And didn't make a video for you. But Aaron, why don't you have your missus cut the videos for us? The new intros.
I mean, I don't know. She might be able to. She left me. I'm free for a week. They left me. Well, not like that. She left me for a week. Her and the kids took off to her brother's for a week. So they're in Tennessee.
It's okay. My missus has gone off for a cruise with the kids. I'm sitting at home on my own.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's exactly what I'm doing. She went to Tennessee for a week, so I'm
While
partying.
we're on the topic of Aaron, anyone that isn't in the Discord, get in the Discord. What would the Christmas present for the boys?
Oh yeah, did you like that? That was cool. That was fun. Got Josh involved there. If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. The boys were taking them to see Ronaldo play. Portugal's playing the U.S. in a friendly in March, so hopefully, as long as he's okay, it doesn't get hurt between now and then. Knock on wood. He should be playing in that game. And so Brandon is a massive Ronaldo fan. So if you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out because he turned and cried. Of course, I had Josh do a little Merry Christmas video to the boys, and he broke.
I was third choice, just so you know. I was third choice.
It's like,
Well, I know.
who could we have do this video? And I was like, I guess we could have Josh do it. I guess Josh works.
So I guess what were we, Paddy? Like 8th and 9th or something?
Yeah, you weren't far off. You're
not actually
next in
taking them to the
line.
match. You just did a video.
Huh? No, we're going to take him to the match. It's in March.
But you are.
Huh? Yeah, we are. Yeah, Josh.
Josh got to do with it.
It was just a surprise. Just a surprise. I was like, oh hey boys, Josh sent you a
What,
video.
like a famous star or something? You know,
Something like that. Yeah, he's famous.
okay.
What Right up. I've just figured this out. Aaron is taking the boys to watch a USA play Portugal as part of their present.
Yes. Yes.
In a
I thought
roundabout.
Josh actually had to do some work, like collect them and take them to the match or something. You know.
What? No,
You know what's the best part of it? The best part of that video is if you, and I had to break it up in the Discord because it wouldn't let me post the whole thing. But if you watch the video, Josh, it is the absolute quintessential Josh video because he gets halfway through and then he's like, squirrel, starts showing somebody else, starts talking to them like he's mid sentence, stops. I laughed so hard. I loved it. I was like, that is absolutely the best, the most.
Did I send the wrong
Josh thing I've ever
video? I must have sent the wrong video.
Well, wait,
So
just
good.
quickly,
I loved it.
welcome to the chat. I see you. I owe you a phone call from yesterday, mate. Sorry, I was very busy. I will give you a call after the show.
Oh my God. What are we talking about today in RingNRant? Ken, this is usually Ken's show, right?
Yeah, well, welcome to Not RingNRant. And today, I don't know, what do you boys want to talk about? We're into a bit of an
Oh, I've got a
interesting
rant.
Uh-oh.
I've got a
Oh,
rant.
okay, let's go. Yeah, over to Patty.
I don't like what you guys are starting to call our players.
Cattle.
Who's you guys?
Cattle. Hate it.
Well, see, Patty,
Absolutely hate it.
Oh,
Right?
look,
I
see,
don't-
you hate it. It's a very common term here in Australia for all
We're not in
players.
Australia.
Of all
We're an
games of
international channel.
What is
Yeah,
it?
we're
What
an
do you
international
call
channel.
them?
And it's horrendous.
Yeah.
Calling the
Your
players
cattle, like it's your cattle. It's like your cattle, Aaron. It's like the team.
Cattle?
It's all your team.
Yeah.
they're your cattle. You know,
I've never heard
I
that.
find it crazy disrespectful. Now, I
Excellent.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand the logic of why you would use it in reference to Australian teams and players and whatever. Makes logical sense. The idea of using it makes logical sense. I still hate it.
wow. I never. Yeah.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. So
It's the first I'm hearing of it too.
No,
Well,
it's
now
okay.
that we have
Wayne,
that
Wayne has
more.
been after me in the chat about this, so
Well,
that's
see, Wayne was referring to himself too when he says it too. Remember?
More so than the cuss words. That went on fire yesterday too. Very nice.
Oh
well,
yeah, I got a lot of.
Well, Josh has got a potty mouth. I mean, seriously, people, come on.
It went off.
Okay, now just on my point of view, right? I might as well defend myself on that too, because here we go. We might as well air everything.
Because no one else will.
Yeah.
Right. I wasn't giving people a hard time for cussing or swearing in the chats or anything else. What I said was I wanted to bring the chat up, auto scrolling on the screen. So I asked people not to swear in the comments because then it's on screen. And when it's on screen, Google auto checks for words.
Like that.
And it will, I like that. There you
That's
go,
way
it's
better
that.
now. Oh, no, put it back.
So-
It's better.
It's not a good thing to have words like that generated on screen. It will hurt the algo a bit. So that's all I said.
Done.
That's
And
fair.
then some people had real fun with it and started typing it in with stars and asterisks, which I thought was really cool.
Duckman said you heard you say that. There you go.
Happy documentary. Well done.
And you know what? I can't remember who did it now. I'm pretty sure it's one of the girls. And they basically put up 4 stars and 3 stars. All right, we all know what that means.
I think it was Kim.
It was a Kim. Okay, it was
Yeah.
Kim. And I turned around and I said, "Yeah, Kim, I love you too." Because obviously we know what it should mean.
I don't know what that means.
Did you miss it? Okay, nice.
No, I don't know what it means. I watched the show, but I don't know what that means though.
4 stars and 3 stars instead of actually typing out the words.
I
When I asked
put a
them not
letter-
to swear, they
put a
put
letter
it
on
on
F you, Josh.
here.
F you.
Okay, got it. And then okay, got it.
And so I saw that and I said, "Yeah, I love you too, Kim."
No, fair enough.
Nice. There you go.
I'm sure you've heard it before, Josh.
But it was,
I'm sure I've been called it several times, to my face. Yeah, for sure. Excuses. There we go. By the way, cattle equals a curse. Curse words equal great. And I swear, I heard you said. And Kim did. Oh, this is right here. Karma did it. Right?
Yeah.
Is that it?
There you
There
go.
we go. Kim's all over
Yeah,
it. Hit
that was
Karma. All over it.
Well, I got forced into it because they were like $25 super chats.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I got in on
I
the end
said
of that.
that.
You can blame
I
Patty
was
for that
listening.
because he goes, oh, he starts laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing about? He said, Josh is getting super chats from people saying cuss words. I was like, oh, I got to give me some of that. He gets to get in on some of that action.
I found that hilarious because, do you know what? I did. Now, here we go. We always do this, right? We never discuss these things in private. We might as well just do them on stream.
yeah.
It's like we do need to sit down maybe in the next couple of days and figure out exactly what rules you want to follow with regards even me, because I swear. And
Yeah,
I try
me
not to
too.
swear on
I'm
my
bad about it.
shows.
I don't mind it. I mean,
I know, but just to like figure out exactly what we're doing and what we want to do and that.
I mean, I have no problem with it. The only thing I think is it's probably parents maybe mightn't let their kids watch it if they're a Wrexham fan. Then
I'll tell you now, no parent is actually focused enough to be restricting their kids on this stuff. I have tried for months and months with my kids what they watch, what they don't watch on YouTube. You can't restrict. It's a nightmare. However, I'm of the opinion that I don't care what you do. We can go with an explicit wording at the start saying we're going to swear all the time. I don't care. But
Patty's so much in control of
it.
Patty's so much in control of his kids. His wife's taking them on a cruise.
hey, at least she's coming back.
Oh,
well, early call, Josh. Just saying.
Well, I suppose that's fair. I have to wait and see if she does come back.
Yeah, it's not too late. It could change. Me and Patty could both be single by the end of the week.
Yeah. Yep,
there's a bachelor pad I wouldn't want to visit.
So,
yeah. Like and subscribe. Yes, please subscribe. Yeah.
P&E Jeff, excuse me, the other night I was reading to other patrons. Sometimes people talk verbal diarrhea about Preston. Yeah, there was a little Preston versus Birmingham battle in the chat, and I was just enjoying it. So it wasn't too bad. You guys are good, Jeff. I don't think anything got too over the top. So
no, I don't. We didn't bring that up for sure. We just kept going in the chat. But yeah,
it just kept running.
Like, all right, you guys just want to go in the corner and just hug it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's Patty's friend. Are we back? Are we on fire now? Are we back?
There you go. First topic. We are officially the best promoted team
ever
in the championship.
Ever.
At the halfway period. Can't be taken away now.
Good
halfway
point.
period, we are the best promoted team.
Yeah, where's John when I need him?
I know.
He said he might pop in later. He was out with the fam, so we might see.
I'm bringing this back up later if he turns up.
I think that was the turning point of the season, hands down. The turning.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Even Chris Wilder admitted it. He's like, they're going to want to win the league. He said it.
I don't think he said that.
So you think that was a better match than the Coventry match?
Yeah.
Big call.
Yeah, I think so.
3-1.
I thought it was big because it was finally, as everybody, I hate to say it but it's true.
Don't do it.
Letting the handbrake off.
Yeah.
You know, and going, putting Windass and Broadhead together, letting them do what they do, and just, I mean, it was very much how we played in National League and League Two. It was just let's score more than they're going to score. And it is what it is. And I think by the end of the match, our defense got better. They started understanding where they fit and where they needed to be. I think they were a little too aggressive early. You had Max and Doyle both pushing really far forward early. And I think towards the end of they started, okay, we can't quite get so aggressive with our defense. And I think Hyam probably dropped off a little bit too, where he was pushing forward pretty far also early on in the match. But I think once they got that, you figured that equilibrium figured out. And let's be honest, they scored 3 goals, but my God, that first goal was unbelievable. Who the hell scored that? I mean, that score that 9 times out of 10, that goal doesn't go in. You know, it doesn't go anywhere near the net. That was just an unbelievable goal.
99 out of 100, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, no, that was wild. It was an insane goal.
But what
I would say that maybe.
Hold on, wait.
Go ahead.
I'm asking, what took Parkinson to put those 3 together? It took him 20 games to figure that out. 23 games.
Yeah.
Forced.
Forced.
I've been saying this from the summer. As soon as we got them both in, I always thought like, okay, this is his plan. He wants to do this. This is what he wants to do. I just don't think he ever felt comfortable with the wingback situation, the defense situation. I think he finally got to a point where it's like, we're probably still not ready to do it, but we're just going to do it because,
He's no choice now.
Yeah, there's no choice. We're getting hammered.
There's no choice now.
We need to just do it. And I think they went for it and it paid off.
Yeah. And
the implication is this was his plan all season.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was noticeable from the players that came in. We discussed this right at the start of the season that these players that we're after bringing in looked like they'd be more suitable to the 4-3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just while I think about it, Jeff, stay on the show till right at the end because I'm going to explain how we're going to absolutely smash Preston.
Oh yeah, which is Ken. When's that game on? Just want to clear it up. When's the game on?
Yeah, we got to make sure Ken knows.
It's in the future.
It's in the
future.
So it is 2 days. It's basically 2 days from now as we sit here.
Exactly. Preston North End sitting fifth. With
It'll be half time right about now. 2 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, they've drawn 10 games too, and so have we.
Yeah, they've won more.
Drawn 10 games.
Yeah, they have one more.
Yeah, and by the end of the next game, they'll only have won one more game than us.
Yeah.
Just saying, Jeff. I've got the microphone. There's nothing you can do about it.
34.
Right. Here's something I pulled up. I was talking to Aaron about this before you guys turned up at the last second. We were doing a bit of a pre-show without you. Okay, let me just show it first. Right. There's one. Now, some people from the lots of arrows. Right. Some people from the Discord may notice or remember this. I posted this and another one in the Discord. And it came from a discussion that myself and Aaron had. And the reason I bring this up is I wanted to go back and see how long ago it was that I made this graphic and when we were discussing this, because it was quite a while ago. And it was 9 months ago we discussed this. So this was kind of the formats we were playing with 2 up front. He had gone to the 1-1 and was trialing that. So I was talking about triangles and showing how triangles work in the system we're in, and that it's very kind of too structured defensively. But we had been discussing, is this the right one? No, this one. We've been discussing this type of formation, which is basically 3-4-3, but in this scenario, it's actually a 1-2. But of course, they can move around. And how much better it would be for passing angles. And also you could still do kind of the hoof ball that we were doing, direct football, but you'd have 3 targets up the front to do so instead of just a single solitary target. So we were discussing this. And although this is a attacking format, we were discussing it at the time, saying you could still use this as a very, very defensive formation if you used it on the counters rather than direct attack. So we've been discussing this a long time ago. And how beneficial it could be to our game with the players we had back then. And then I just did an updated one, and this is basically what we played.
Mm-hmm. The Thomason out there and Doyle is absolute masterclass.
Mm-hmm.
Forced into it or not, just absolutely unbelievable. When forward, Kiefer Moore was sitting, I think. Either way.
No, they changed around. They changed around the whole time. They moved everywhere because Windlass and Broadhead were out the left at one point together. You know, they're all over the place. They have complete freedom of movement up the front.
Quietly, like Sheaf had the best game of a Wrexham shirt yesterday, overshadowed by Doyle and Thomason for sure. But he had a really good game yesterday.
Well, if you think about it, I think this type of formation really plays to his strengths. He's always better in a 2. I think he's played in a midfield 2 most of his career. You know what I mean? So I think he's just suited for that. And him and Matty James, I thought were both really good yesterday. But yeah, Ben Sheaf was fantastic. I totally agree. I don't think he plays as better when we play him a little further forward, like in the 8 role, like when we're playing a 3 in the midfield. It just doesn't quite work as well for some reason with him. He struggles a bit. But I think when he plays when we play midfield 2 like that, he looks fantastic.
The interesting part about this is with Sheaf, it frees him up, it gives him probably slightly more targets, especially he's probably close to the best long passer in the league.
Mm-hmm. Well, also in that role there, they weren't having to cover for Maka on that left wing back position, and Braga also dropping back as well and helping out. So they weren't covering as much for the lack of, I don't know, we don't call pace of Maka. I don't know how to, just lack of. Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Josh. If we come out and beat Preston, when we come out and beat Preston 2 days from now, is that the death knell for Maka getting time?
He should never see the pitch or the bench again for the rest of the year. Ever.
Paddy and Aaron, what do you think?
It's hard to disagree with that.
Well, you just left me out in the cold for that. You just literally left me out in the cold for that.
No, it's true. It is true. It's Barney and Maka are both going to get left out in the cold now.
Yeah.
One of them may, of course, make the bench occasionally, depending on if we have other injuries. But with Kabore maybe back soon enough when he comes back from AFCON, and Kakache nearly ready to be playing because he's on the bench, so he'll be getting minutes soon. Yeah, there's only one extra spot with those 4 available for selection, and at the moment that's Longman.
Yeah.
By the way, Leapin, sorry, Ken, I know you had something lined up. Leapin Sarah says sad but true, but look at the last, what is it, the 9, we were horrible. I'm not blaming it just on him, but, I think Ken brought up stats a couple of days ago.
It wasn't great. And, it wasn't great. And the only thing I was going to say was you don't realise how hard Aaron, Paddy, and I work to line Josh up with questions to make him look smart.
It's a lot of work. I would, it was a lot of work. But also sad but true.
Yeah. But I mean, no shade on Josh though. At least he turns up for his shows. I just sleep through.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh shoot.
The Dobson, I would go unchanged 11, by the way, for the Preston game, right, guys?
Yeah.
If everybody's good, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because then you have to change for the away game, don't you? Because you couldn't play if you played the same 11 against people are going to need a rest.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, here's the thing: I could see a Dabo for James. I wouldn't be a major. I don't think that's a huge drop off there.
So I worry Sheaf.
That's a big drop off.
Okay, people aren't going to like me saying this, but if Dobson comes back on the pitch instead of James, he better stay in his position. Right? We don't need Dobson flirting all over the bloody pitch, doing his hamster style, as people like to call it. In this formation, in this scenario, he needs to be the holding defender in that midfield.
By the way, Nick says drop off for the Dobson ball.
Yeah, that's a good call, Paddy.
But if you
He's
also
better at breaking up play, though. I think you lose some, but you gain.
Yeah.
You lose some and gain some with that. So I don't see it as a huge drop off.
But that's a learning experience for everybody because, as we already said, Kluivert getting out of position for attack in this new formation, we have a lot of attack. So Kluivert needs to maybe slow his role just a little bit as well. In that we need you for defensive duties more in this formation than we need you bombing up the field in attack. Now, not to say he can't do it, not to say he shouldn't do it, but just a couple of those defensive roles need to be a bit more clearly defensive only because we have our attacking team. So your role is to get the ball and pass it, move it forward into the attacking area with the attacking players.
Do you think we can go on a run? I think we can go on a run.
Yes, I do think we can go on a run, yeah. Will we? I don't know. Because one thing I was going to say is that at halftime in that match, I was thinking to myself, if we lose this match, I like the new style. And if we need time to learn it, to practice it, before it starts becoming effective, so be it. Maybe it needs the time. I think this is a better type of formation for the long term, and certainly for the players we have right now. Getting the 3 attacking players on the pitch at the same time, they are some of the best players we have available to us. We need them playing. We don't need them sitting the bench. And God help other teams once we have players sitting on the bench who are of the level of our starting players. Then teams are really going to be in trouble when we can rotate and switch, you know.
Especially when you get like a Ollie Rathbone back up to speed of like fitness, you know, coming in and not dropping. It's not a drop off. You know, it's just not, you know, something like that.
Yeah, but I'm more considering at the moment where we know Thompson isn't perfect. It was his first match, you know, some mistakes here and there, but he did really well. So if Thompson is our number 2 and Kikache is better than Thompson, that's a pretty good number 2 sitting on the bench there.
Yeah, that we didn't even know we had.
You know, yeah.
Well, I don't think Parky had considered playing him in that position, even when Thompson was on the bench like the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He said he tried him out there in training, but not in the real, not in the real world scenario. That was interesting, you know.
But he came out in an interview and said that he'd been thinking about putting a midfielder out there. So it had been in his head, but he probably wasn't ready to pull that trigger because Maka was still available. I think it was in his mind if somebody else is unavailable. If Barney goes down, in which case Longman has to be on the right. If Maka goes down, then I've got no choice. I need a midfielder. So he's probably been practicing this for a while and noticing he's doing okay.
I was surprised it wasn't going to be Doyle. As you said, midfielder. Like he said midfielder. I was surprised
when he said midfielder, he couldn't have been Doyle, yeah. Lots of people mentioned Doyle, but I don't think he was right for it either, to be honest.
He was good yesterday too. Someone said
he was good in his position, yeah.
Someone in the chat yesterday, or in one of our things, somebody put a note in there like they thought he was terrible. I was like, really?
Yeah,
I completely disagree.
Mistakes
were made, but you know, same thing. Thompson in defense on that side caused mistakes, which put the pressure on that side. So goals came in from that side that were not necessarily Doyle's fault.
There was just one where he laid off a defender, gave him a bit too much space, and other than that, I thought, definitely like at worst a B-. It was like a B+, sorry. Like, you know, it was a great effort.
But somebody wrote in our chat too, stop bitching about Parkinson. I wish I had a nickel for every time you said effing Parkinson. Stop it.
Also, so you know what? Actually, I'm going to take offense to this. So what you're saying there, look, I'm totally fine for that person to have their opinion on Parky.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is, whoever does it, and normally it's this guy, which is fine, he's not allowed to have an opinion on what he thinks.
Yeah, it's like you got it because everyone's like, he can do no wrong. He does wrong. He does wrong. He really does wrong. He got it right yesterday, but he does do things wrong. And I'm sorry, who was his name? I'm going to call him out. I'm sorry, Gerald Wilson, 8185. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. There you go.
There he goes with the curse words. There he goes with the curse. We need a cursing jar.
All right, there you go.
Josh.
But
I thought Josh was going to go the whole way there. 624, 625, Smith Avenue, West Colorado.
I do hate. I'm sure you guys hate this too. The new format, whatever YouTube is doing, is terrible.
Oh, it's so stupid. Yeah. Like we got to where we knew everybody in the chat, then it changed all the names. It's like, God dang.
Yeah.
I went in there. I had to change my at whatever was, I don't know, it was just like my name. You know what I mean? So it was like most people don't know me by that in our chat, so I changed it. I changed my at to Who's Your Wrexham fan, so people knew who I was.
I love Pip Karma says, although Thomason hasn't been a wing since he was a pro, 5-6 years since he was playing there. Is well done. It's fantastic. It was a master class by Phil Parkinson. There you go, Gerald Wilson, 8185. Master class by Parkinson.
Yep. What? And you know, Wayne mentioned it. You good players, as long as it's not like, say, you know, let's say Hyam trying to play striker or Kiefer Moore trying to play centre back or wing back. You know, midfielders, wing backs, wingers can all adapt. They're good. If they're good footballers, they will find a way.
You know, in a quiet game too was maybe it wasn't quiet, but what did Max rate yesterday? He was really quiet yesterday.
When you don't hear about a defender,
It's good.
that means they're doing good.
Yeah, it's good. I thought
Probably good. There was a couple of I need to watch the replays back. There was a couple. One of the goals for sure. I thought he might have been responsible for because I think he missed his. I need to see it back. I remember me and you were talking about it, Patty, and I haven't watched that back. I thought there was one I thought might have been on Max, but I don't think he was terrible.
So actually, you know, on that note, he was a 6'6", and Heim was a 6'2".
I've given up on those mob ratings because some of those ratings I've watched and I've gone, there is no way, and I'm just picking two random players here, that Robbo was better than Max or such and such was better. It really doesn't. It doesn't pick up the true reflection of a game.
Yeah, but when you're using defenders in a very attacking mode, like Clewitt does go up front, he's not getting a lot of the benefits of the points for the attacking positions because they don't give those points to defenders. You know, so you have to kind of be careful with that sort of logic for the numbers. They don't always work. But of course, because we went full attack and left space open for defense sometimes and had to be, you know, coming back as quick as we can on the counter, we are leaving our defense vulnerable, which naturally means their score is very likely going to be less because we're putting them in dangerous situations. And this is something that our defense is going to have to get used to. And I think they even did start to get used to it in the second half. They had gotten better with how they were defending. This is just going to happen. They're going to be out there on their own. They're not going to have the support that they used to have. When we were 3-5 and solidly in defense all the time, they had people around them. So we're going to find out how good Max Clewitt is when he's left out there on his own more, when he is in more important one-on-one situations. And the same for everybody else. But with this scenario, their attacking abilities, which are leading to chances, is important.
Yeah, Hamer, I thought was a better player than that. You know, it's just one game, one sample size, but you know, Hamer didn't really take him on. I think O'Hare gave them fits across the back line for sure. But you know, Max was serviceable. Heim was serviceable. But I'll tell you, the Siriki crosses were. I mean, you cannot get too bad for those goals.
Yeah. I think the one Thomason probably should have done better closing him, keeping him from getting that ball off. I mean, the first goal, I think it was.
I think that was Broadhead. Was it Broadhead on him? Broadhead dropped.
No, it was the Thomason was defending on one of them and just didn't do a great job, and he beat him. Got a great ball off and ended up scoring a goal. I think it was the first Bamford goal. But yeah, it was not. Yeah, there was. But I mean, other than that, let's be honest. Thomason was fantastic, so I'm not going to complain too much about him.
Kiefer Moore got high praise yesterday from Wilder, basically saying like he wouldn't have left it. Basically, I don't know. I still don't know why they got rid of Wilder after getting promoted. I mean, that made no sense. What?
That made no sense.
No sense. And he's flat out yesterday just threw it to the board. He's like, if I was here, it wouldn't have happened. He wouldn't be wearing a Wrexham shirt, you know. And I give Moore a lot of stick, 100%, you know, for nuts. But yesterday he was fantastic. That second goal was fantastic.
I think he was actually was funny as I know you said that post game. I think right after the game, if you're watching like the just what the players shake hands and everything, Wilder had his arm around Kiefer and he had his mouth covered so you couldn't see what he was saying, and he was telling him, you know, he was really giving him, you know, you could tell
he was swearing at him. He was swearing.
You could tell he was praising him, you know, and how he was probably telling him exactly that. If I'd have still been here, you'd have never left.
Well, it sounds like he was, Patty, I think you brought this up at some point too. He was the scapegoat for them for last year when they didn't.
Yeah, he made a mistake. He turned the ball over, and that ended up causing the goal that kept them from getting promoted. That's promoted Sunderland, basically. He made a mistake on gave a ball away, and it was bad.
He would have had a really hard time with their fans after that if he
Yeah.
stayed with them. But not only that, he was also a little bit of a scapegoat for the new owner's style of recruitment,
Mhm.
which has basically screwed them in the ass this summer.
Mm.
Because as soon as they said it in the article, I was like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
It was
Yep.
AI
driven.
fucking
Yeah.
driven recruitment. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, good luck with that.
Mhm.
You know? And it was their older players because they even said Hammer was available for sale
Mhm.
in the summer, but nobody jumped on it. Maybe
He's
the price
28.
was still too high or whatever. Yeah. But they had made him available as well. And it's because they want this new style, and they brought in the new manager. And I think part of it, and I said it at the time, was I don't think Wilder is the type of manager who will do as he's told. And when the new owners came in, they wanted full control. They wanted to choose the players. They wanted to choose what style of football and how you're going to coach the players, essentially. So they brought in a new young manager who's excited about his nice team, who are well known and have done really well in the opportunity, but you do as you're told.
Mhm.
And he screwed it up. Now, they screwed it up together. The recruitment obviously didn't work. They let go players maybe they shouldn't. They brought in players that weren't good enough. And then a new manager on top of it and new owners. It just didn't gel. So let's use that word again.
Better for us.
And now they are where they are. So they're a good team. They've still got the bones of a good squad. They have a lot of decent players left over, but they've got some new players that aren't working. And Chris Wilder has now come back in to try and make the best of it. And it'll be interesting to see how much leeway he's going to get in January to add new players. Because at the moment, they are still at risk of relegation. I don't think they will. I think they're going to be too strong for it. But they're too close to relegation for comfort.
I thought the Tyler Binden kid, I thought he was
they're
Australian.
not getting.
No, I don't think they will. There's definitely worse teams than them
For
who
sure.
will be going down. There's about 5 teams.
Like
And
Birmingham.
are probably in danger of the Birmingham. That's a good example.
Birmingham. Birmingham.
Trending the wrong way. I mean, they have Southampton next.
Charlton.
Kensington.
Charlton's more of a possibility of Tyler Binden's a Kiwi, not an Australian, just different country.
But Charlton does have that one game in hand, so they should look a little better than maybe their position shows.
As I look at the table right now, the two teams that I think are going to drop off the most right now, I think it's going to be Millwall, and I think it's going to be Queen's Park Rangers. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, inconsistency, I think, with both of them is going to be the problem.
Southampton have Birmingham City tomorrow, 2 days from now, right? So that's their next match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the late game. It's a late televised game. Yeah, but
that's a tough match.
That's a 6-pointer right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6-pointer right there.
Millwall at home to Bristol too. That's not an easy game.
Bristol they drew the other day, but no, Bristol won, didn't they? Bristol won.
They won.
Yeah.
The 3 best teams in the league are definitely Coventry, Middlesbrough, and Ipswich for sure. I mean, hands down, I think that's. I mean, Hull's up there too, but I'm surprised. Hull
I don't think so. I don't think Hull ends up in the playoffs. They will.
Yeah.
They will. They're on a good run right now. They will go on a run where they don't win in 10. Watch. Mark my words. They will have a poor run. They've been like this all season. It's been up and down with them. They don't. They're gonna. I'm not sold on them at all. Absolutely not sold on them.
You can see them sliding, Aaron, is what you're saying.
Absolutely, I don't see them finishing in the. I don't see them finishing the playoffs.
You flagged that one. I think. I hope we go and buy 2 players. I hope we do at least 2 players, and I think that'll help us out to springboard us too. If we can win 3 on the bounce, 2 more games on the bounce here. I mean, I'd be ecstatic. If we get 6 more points, I think I'd be ecstatic. 4 out of 6 would be great too. But I don't want draws anymore. I want wins. We can do that. We can really fly up this table, and we've been saying that for what 2 months now. I don't know.
Yeah. It's unreal. What's speaking of? I know you just mentioning teams are playing well. What's Coventry's lead right now in the
51-43? They're
Yeah, but what are they to third?
Third.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ain't
4
there
wins
no
and a
way.
draw.
If they blow that, if they don't get automatically promoted this season, it'd be an absolute disaster.
Train wreck.
Nice.
Train wreck of a second half.
Yeah.
I still think Ipswich can get them.
You do.
Yeah, Ipswich
They
can
would
get
have to
them, but
be-
they'd be in second.
They'd have to be perfect, though. You know what I mean? Like, they would have to be perfect.
Not really.
They'd have to be
That'd
perfect.
be very
and-
good.
Because right now, Coventry's, what are they averaging? They're averaging over 2 points per game. They'd have to drop to like 1.4 or 5 points per game, and Ipswich would have to win everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
they can't do it on their own. They absolutely need Coventry to go on a bad run.
Yeah, and it'd have to be a really bad run.
But Coventry will still end up in second.
A loss and a draw by Coventry and 2 wins by Ipswich. And that's a 5 point. They're only 8 points behind them. Then all of a sudden they start thinking. It's when it gets close that, like, if they can get it to within 6 points, then Coventry will start to think about it. It'll get in their heads.
And they still have to play each other. Actually, hold on. Ipswich and Coventry are playing each other next.
Okay, next, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a massive game.
When
At
is
Coventry.
When is that?
Where's
game?
it at? At Coventry?
It's the early game.
But Coventry wins that.
Yep.
Wow.
That will end Ipswich's run to take the title.
That's a 6
If
pointer.
they lose that.
It's a 6
And
pointer.
if they beat them, Paddy?
Well, it gets them closer, but it's still a long way off.
Still
But
a long shot.
They have to do it though.
Hold
If
on.
they don't do it, that's it. They're basically dead for the
Even-
for the championship, not for top 2.
Can I just hold on? Even better. Middlesbrough will play Hull. Ipswich play Coventry. The top 4 teams are playing each other. Now,
Big-
yeah.
Big midweek game. I'm going to make sure I'm up and watching.
Mhm.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, someone wants to do it, but it'll cut into our other shows. But I don't know if anyone wants to do it. It's Monday.
I think We've reported.
I can't do anything.
We've reported in the game day build up.
Yeah.
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 And Paddy, well, there we go, Paddy. So what's I'm tipping I've put my tips in. I'll tell you what I've tipped.
I forgot to do my tips for this last round.
And Harry all over's gone on holidays.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that guy. I'm looking. I've already done my tips for this next round. I'm pretty confident. Or have I? I'm just what's going on? That's not responding. Won't open.
Yeah.
That's all right. There we go. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, Harry all over went on holidays. Aaron forgot to put his tips in, and poor old Victor's still in. He is in the hospital bed. Unlike Aaron. Sorry, Josh. I meant sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I can't seem to bring it up. No, something's going on with that program on my computer. I'm not going to work with it now. But yeah, and on that, bloody, I don't care what John tips. I'm not giving him points for Wrexham games. That's it.
He got him twice in a row.
Twice. And I swear it's by accident. And then I have to go back and fix it. I'm glad people check it.
Oh shoot! I never check it. I probably should. I never do. So if I saw it chat, he put that in our little chat. I just died. I was like, "That's fucking."
Ken's been cheating, right? Isn't Ken been cheating?
Yeah, he's a big cheater,
Yes.
big time cheater. Ken is.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Look, once we get to the end of the season, if it's within a couple of points, there will be a full audit.
Oh,
Won't be done by me.
No, it doesn't need to be done by you, but I can guarantee if you're winning
Who do
and
we trust?
someone is within
What do you mean? If I'm winning,
handful of
I'm
points.
miles ahead. I'm the Coventry of the footy tipping competition.
Okay, well, maybe we need to audit at the end of the season, no matter how many points you're ahead. Maybe there's a
If
reason
you
you're that
can't
far
catch
ahead.
me in the next round, Paddy, it's over.
All right, we need to hit Karma to come in and do a double check on this. The only
Well, you
at
know,
least-
I don't need to win 2 years in a row. You know,
You
Don't
are not
need-
winning 2 years in a row, Paddy. No matter what happens, I don't care. I don't care if it's Aaron.
he will.
South
He will
America.
cheat. He will cheat.
We'll
and he
do
will not be
whatever.
winning. Oh shoot, that's good.
Funny.
Okay.
What was? Did you have one? You had a comment start.
Yeah,
Didn't you?
speaking of cheating,
Mhm.
so first of all, does anybody count it as cheating that Thomason stuck his leg in and then fell over for the penalty?
No,
Ooh.
that's good play.
Good.
I
Some
think
people were calling him out for that. I think it's perfect play. It's
That's
just
professional
buying a
football.
foul is all that
Yeah.
is.
Just
Now,
give me
and he didn't fall down with nobody touching him. He put his foot in and left it there, and the player did hit his leg, and then he just gently fell over. So yeah, he bought that one. Okay, granted that's fine. Rubbing is racing, Paddy. That's exactly
It is.
Right.
Hey,
Rubbing is racing.
on that bombshell,
Yeah.
Patty. I mean,
Mhm.
handball or no handball? Should we have a handball for the penalty?
Right. I looked into this, which is why I started that comment. So
Uh-huh.
there's
Very
the comment.
interesting.
Let's throw it up. Right. Happy Duckman. If a ball gets passed to an offside player, but the defender deflects it with his header leg and it goes in the goal, it's an own goal, not offside. Why with the hand and no goal is it offside and not handball? So, riddle me this, boys. What's your take on this? Officially, according to the rules, as best I can understand them, and I checked it, should it have been deemed offside or should it have been a penalty?
I'm gonna go with. I don't know. I have not looked into it, but to me, it's not offsides unless he plays the ball.
Mhm.
So I think the handball happens before offside. It has to be handball. To me, it's a penalty.
I thought it was a pen. I thought it was a
definitely a penalty because it was going to be in our. Esteban's nailed it. It's not cheating when it's in our favour. So if it's in our favour,
to that.
No,
so
that
I
was
will
the
give-
Thomason one. This is the separate one.
to that point, I will give the fact that in this league, because to quote Sir August for Alice Ferguson, it will even out throughout the year. It will totally even out throughout the year.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Unless we have VAR, which is even worse. But I think it'll even out throughout the year.
so we've won that game, and we've got something coming our way later because of that. Should have been a handball.
Yeah, we got one in the bag.
Okay.
We got one in the bag.
Yeah. So, do you want the interesting longer answer, or do you want just the quick and easy answer?
Quick and easy. That's what I like. Just punch me in the face.
Yes, people are correct. It should have been a penalty. The penalty should have been awarded before offside comes into effect, because it's a wait and see scenario.
Mhm.
And once more goes near the ball or interferes with the actual play to another player who is trying to get the ball, then it is ruled offside and the handball comes first. So let me try and do it quickly here. So basically I used not ChatGPT, Grok. Grok is pretty good at this to help me out with this one. So basically I asked a few questions with follow-ups. First of all, I just clarified the rule as to why they don't call for offside immediately. And that basically states Law 1, IFAB laws. It's a wait and see policy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Next up then. So I gave it a scenario, which is basically if the ball comes through in another foul, and it told me, yes, the first thing that is penalized is the handball, not the offside. Okay. And the last thing I asked it to confirm for me was if the handball was because they were not actively trying to hit the ball, they were trying to wave at the ref for an offside. Would it be an incidental handball? Would it whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it still came to the conclusion, no, moving your hand up in order to wave for offside is perfectly allowable. There's no rule against it. However, you have put your hand in an unusual position. Therefore, yes, the penalty should be awarded. You still moved your hand into that position. Therefore, it was in the wrong position when it connected with the ball. So it should have been given as a penalty.
Well,
I'm
and
with
imagine
Kim. In the words of Brad Pitt, I'll take that deal, Kim. Call it offside, ignore the handball, and pledge to never use VAR in the championship. I'll take that deal. Take that deal.
And the other thing is to imagine if that, like he put his hand up to try and call an offside, wasn't a penalty if it touched his
Mhm.
hand. Imagine the implications of that.
Yeah.
Like, every defender would be, no, ref, I was calling for you to call him offside.
Yeah,
It
right.
wasn't me putting my hand up to stop the ball.
Yeah. Speaking of offside, Hip Karma has offered her services to help
Won't need it.
and
Won't need
cheat.
it.
Yeah. Just
Won't
saying.
need it.
Just saying.
Auditor. Hip
Wayne
Karma,
thinks
big
it's
time auditor.
gamesmanship too. Little gamesmanship. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. All right. I mean, there was a lot. That game was a barn burner. Absolute barn burner. There was so much in that match. Also, we haven't even talked about Longman getting a headed goal.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was all over that.
all over it.
Yeah.
Jumped over, got back. Ball was behind him too. Stopped, went backwards. Back. He's a winger. He's not a wing back. He's a fucking winger.
Exactly. That's where his winger experience came in there. He was tracking that ball.
Actually, talk to me about. I want to talk about another goal. Talk to me about O'Hare's goal. And why was Okonkwo so low? Like, he was like literally crouched.
You know what was bad about it is if he just stands up on his line, that ball hits him in the chest.
He just catches it.
It hits him right in the chest.
Yeah. Do you
All
want
you
to
had to do is stand
chat,
up.
or do you want to have a happy clap chat
Hey?
about it?
Rip in, Josh. Go for it.
No, I want to know. I mean,
To be fair, me and Patty
Said this already.
we were ripping into it right after that.
Yeah.
Also,
it was a horrendous mistake.
There's a
bad.
mistake in him. It's there. He has kept us in games, and I'm sure. I don't know where you guys went, but there's some red flags.
But my counter argument to that will be, if we play the style of football we played, like we did against Sheffield United, that's fine.
Yes. So who's your number one still? Is it Ward or is it AO?
Yeah, that's tricky.
At the moment, it's AO.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Fully fit.
He's not the first article. I get it. He's 23 years old. He's done so well, but he has bad mistakes in him.
Yeah.
Ted Nelson wants Ward. There you go.
Eddie wants Ward, yeah.
I will say this: as bad as I thought that mistake was, that save on the free kick.
Oh, yeah.
What
my
a
God.
beauty!
Kick save.
What a
Free kick.
beauty! That was so good because that ball was going in too.
Back
Gus
on
almost
that,
smoked that. Yeah, that was a perfect ball,
And
somehow Okonkwo.
there's your trade-off. So
And I
that's
don't think Ward gets to that. I'm not
No.
convinced Ward gets to that. You know what I mean?
I mean, look at well on back to A2C. Yeah, you've been gone a long time, and AO by a mile, not even close.
by a mile. Okay, there you go. See,
I think it's.
I don't agree it's by a mile.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
you back that up at all.
Yeah.
But okay, fair
I
enough.
think for the short term, I could make a pretty good argument Ward, but I think in the long term, it's Okonkwo very well could be our, he could be our goalkeeper for the next 10 years. You know what I mean? Like if you just continue to let him develop and get better.
Maybe. We keep referring to this because we were talking about so much during that match.
Yeah.
I said during that match, I'm starting to believe Okonkwo will never be our long-term number one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking at some of these mistakes he's making, I think we will bring in someone better than both.
I think you're right. I agree with you.
I think they're suitable for now. I'm comfortable with AO being number one. I think Ward is a decent number two, and maybe he'll sneak number one at some point if AO makes a few mistakes. Who knows? But I don't see either of them being our top-end championship keeper, because the top-end championship keeper I want to be able to say that he's an acceptable number two for the Prem. And I don't think either of them are.
Pat, if we go up, when we go up this year, I don't think he'll be our starter next year.
So, fair call. When I go on my need to play younger players rant to blood them and get them better, that should stand for keepers as well. So that's why I think AO probably should be playing over Ward, because there's more upside in AO than there is in Ward.
Yeah,
Ward's
I agree with that.
at the end of his career and is an excellent keeper. But AO has the potential to be a great keeper.
Yeah. the longer he remains our number one in the championship, the more than likely the better chance he's going to have of becoming that top end level keeper. Obviously, it makes sense.
Somebody said there, his reactions are awesome. His hands are terrible. He has like pushing the ball back into play. His reaction to save, you said, but the free kick, awesome too. But he has the things that are really just like, ooh, but he can learn. He can get better on them.
He can
get better. He can get better. But I don't. If we go up, I think we'll buy another keeper. To your point, I don't. Light Bear, are you new? Hey boys, up to flying high scoring Reds. But yes, Patty, you were in on him hard yesterday during the game.
Yeah, again, save AO. I've no problem with AO being our number one keeper at the moment, even with these mistakes, because I've already mentioned it. With this new style that I hope that we continue to play, I am willing to give more benefit of the doubt to our defenders when they make mistakes, and that includes AO as part of the defensive team. Because if we are going to leave them on occasion hung out to dry because we get countered when a mistake happens on our attack, there's going to be more mistakes from the defensive unit as a whole because of the positions we put them in. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. I think AO could still deliver. He still has time to be our number one for the next 3, 4, 5 years. See, so if we end up staying in the championship, if we go on a run where we miss out on the playoffs this year, okay, fine, so be it, first season. If we make the playoffs next year, but absolutely get our asses handed to us in the playoffs by one of the ex-Prem teams, who is also there because the 3 teams that came down go back up. They take the top 2 and they take the playoffs. We could be another couple of seasons here in the championship, and AO may remain in that spot. If he keeps improving, he might. And one thing I do think is important for AO if he wants to keep that spot, he needs Ward to stay healthy. He needs Ward to be the suitable backup number 2 because he's just been brought in. If Ward goes down, or if something happens to him, or he's not capable after coming back from the injury, and we need another goalkeeper, we're not going to buy someone as good as AO. We're going to be going out looking for someone better than AO, and AO is going to lose his spot.
Because also
he's going to go to the bench.
We don't need 13 players next year. We need probably 5. One of them.
Yes, exactly. Right. And we'll be able to put 20 million into a keeper if the right person is available.
In this whole conversation, we have not even mentioned Callum Burton, who before he was injured, we were saying he was like probably just as good, had slightly different attributes, and then got injured and then got shuffled down the order when Ward came in. And now it's like, he's just, catching splinters on the bench.
I think
Burton might be leaving in January.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just would say that I think it's name recognition and time on the pitch. He's a great keeper, Burton, but I think it's a name recognition thing at this point, But they see him in training too. Yeah,
I think he's missed his opportunity. He sat the bench. All talk was he wanted to leave in the summer, and he was convinced to stay. He may not have anywhere to go. It depends, because are people looking for keepers in January? But Burton may leave in January if a suitable team becomes available. Again, the club does have a say in this, so it's not just his choice. But that's another issue for AO here. It's like, okay, well, if Burton is leaving and we need a third goalkeeper, do we just bring in a new number 1? That's always going to be a valid option for us because we can afford to do it. It's just, when is it going to happen? Now, maybe it'll happen next summer if Burton decides to stay till the summer, because it's easier to get a move, at the end of a season rather than in January, because there's only 1 or 2 teams maybe have an injured keeper. Is it a team he wants to go to? Can he get it? Blah, blah, blah. So maybe next summer is a big move and we have a new big goalkeeper. Who knows?
I think Sorry, go ahead.
I was just to say, pretty good way to earn a living when you think about it. If you're half-decent keeper sitting on the bench just getting paid.
Well, it can be. And Ward has said that himself. He's discussed that, because that's been a lot of his career. His backup in the Prem.
Happy Duck loves the talk. My goodness, the championship is so effing swear word fun. That's what he's saying. I think I think the loyalty conversation needs to go right out the window. We got rid of Mullen. We got rid of Palmer, guys like that. Loyalty is like to a point. I think it.
Fletcher was spewing that he was let go.
Pissed, absolutely pissed. And I think our fan base, because we're so attached to the players, I think we get, and fair enough. That's how people, support the club and support the town and support everything. That at the end of the day, we need to win football matches. And that was like, we love all these players. We love what they've done. We love the history. They'll always do right by them too. But to Patty's point, if you're going to go out and buy a new keeper, buy a number one keeper. Why would you buy a keeper? So Lee soon, yes, Kim, Lee, yep.
Well, you guys have just made me think, and I've just gone on to FotMob to look up the team of the week. How many players, without looking, and if you know, you know. Josh won't look it up. How many do you reckon we got in the team of the week, Josh? Who were they?
Tree.
Who?
And I have not looked. It's got to be Thomason.
Mm-hmm.
Kiefer Moore.
Mm-hmm.
And Longman.
I'll tell you what, that's props to Josh. He got the number right, and he got 2 out of 3. He just missed Broadhead instead of Longman.
Broadhead, so yeah.
And Thomason was the highest rated player for the team of the week with a 9.
Wow.
Now, like I said, I don't put much credence to the
numbers,
numbers, but Bamford made it as well. So the 3 up front were all playing in our match. Oh, sorry, we got 4. You missed another one. Sheath.
Oh,
in there as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we should have a Broadhead conversation.
Okay, before we do, there was two names you just mentioned there. I just want to have a quick word on. One, maybe you guys aren't aware because you're not online the same way I am. People are still calling for Mullen to come back in January.
Stop.
Right?
Stop.
There are still people out there.
Someone said it in the chat yesterday during the live watch along, Patty, and I literally ignored it. I did.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
Hey, just before we get too far away from the keeper talk, we were linked about a month or two ago with Etienne Vasson from Groningen, who we played in the summer. He's their starting keeper.
Mm-hmm.
He's 30 years old, but apparently he's pretty good. Having a pretty decent season in the Eredivisie. So maybe we are looking around. Maybe they're not quite happy with where we're at there. Who knows? I mean, that could just have been. It could have been, just bullshit too. But
I wouldn't.
But
I wouldn't be surprised if we were looking previously. We may not be looking now, because if they considered they needed Ward to come in, that maybe AO wasn't good enough in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And the decision was made to put Ward in once we got him. Then why wouldn't you be looking for an upgrade then? But now maybe it's different now. With AO having proven he's basically on a par with Ward, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
We wait and see. But
I will say this for Ward. Ward dominates his box. He is he makes you feel so much more comfortable, like the way he takes balls, and he'll come for crosses, and he's good at it. Like he doesn't mess about with it. He's not late to it. It seems like there's always when it comes to stuff like that, AO's got a little hesitation in him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he ends up getting there late. And exactly.
And he's
not quite got out of that.
The wrong decision sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Because recently we had the last match not the one previous, where he went almost out of his box to get that ball that was miles away from him, made that mistake, recovered on the line, jumped, slipped the ball on the goal. So they were crazy mistakes there, the 2 of those scenarios. And then you can say in the last match just gone, he had that horrendous decision that when he was already down on his knees, that he decided to move forward to try and capture a ball, when for the height of AO, his hands only got up to his shoulders.
Wayne, that That line's out of one of my favorite movies. You guys ever watch now I'm having a brain. It's got Damon Wayans in it. It's no, he's a like Major Payne with Damon Wayans in it. He says that to the kids.
Yeah. And
I'm not putting it up though.
And one of Wayne's managers, his nickname's Bellyache, Craig Bellamy, who's one of the best managers in the rugby league, uses it. And it's absolutely right. It is hilarious. It's a good line. It's a good line.
I love that line. I absolutely love that line.
But Tess has one before we move on to the broadheads up. That third goal, it looked like he had a glitch in his jump. Not sure what's happening.
All his weight was distributed down onto his legs, and then he decided to run forward. He couldn't get any momentum. He was so slow moving forward. He couldn't even get up and stretch himself. He could only reach the shoulders of the players coming in, and they just had the ball in.
He's 6'5".
Horrendous.
Yeah, literally, like I said earlier, if he just stands on his line, that ball hits him in the chest.
But I'm going to disagree with Ted. He can jump, and holy dooly. Well, the free kick's a classic example of that. Yeah.
Well, let's do this. There's Sargent a backup. If he comes in, he'd be a starter, hands down. But I don't think we're getting Sargent. But I would like to. But I don't think we're getting Sargent. Listen, it's a moving target what we're doing here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. The other one I was just going to mention brief for one sentence because it was mentioned was Bamford. Bamford has not re-signed with Sheffield United. He came in on an extreme short-term contract because he didn't have a team, and he came in late to join Sheffield United once Wilder was the manager, and he only signed till January.
Yeah.
So he is looking for a new home and better conditions.
Is he though?
Well, he hasn't signed yet.
Well, did you hear what Parkinson said in the post-game interview? He's a very good player.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got him.
Ted Nelson, I'll take that bet for $1.
How much do you think he is? Sorry, what did we just play? I lost my shit. Sheffield. How much do you think he is, guys? Bamford.
Well, he's free.
He'll be on a free.
Oh, well, you're right. $930,000 market value. I have that in my back pocket. He's got 5 goals.
Look out.
Dog attack.
He's played 8 matches, by the way. Started 5, played 412 minutes, as an average of 7.8. He scored 5 goals.
But now, here's what I will say, though.
That's a backup.
After he scored those 2 goals, but what did you see out of him the rest of the game?
Jack shit.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He didn't contribute to anything after. Dog, what are you doing? I apologize. I had to do this in the living room today because
you want to get control of that dog.
Well, I was telling the Patty before the show, I went to go get in my little podcasting room, and my dogs decided that they wanted to use it as a urinal. Peed all over my. I'm like, come on. So I'm in my living room at the moment because I've got to clean up a disaster.
Did you pee in the living room? Was that why you're in there? So you have to deal with your own shit?
I'm gonna pee on my dogs if they keep that up.
It was the dog. It was the dogs, Josh. He says it was the dogs.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Got a few too many, yeah.
Yes, our guest, Carmen, our guest star is she's a like what is she, 8 months old, I think, golden retriever pup. So she's a sweetie.
Broadhead we were talking about briefly.
Yeah. Well, you said you wanted to have a chat about what's the chat.
I think he's the best player in the league.
I think he's easily the best player on our team. I don't know if he's the best player in the league.
He's the best
player on our team.
I want to go back a month to a few of Josh's shows and now bring up this show. And you're allowed to change your opinion.
I didn't slate him at all. I think he's the best player in the league. I don't think Parkinson hasn't played him.
Yeah, you said he had to be played. I'll give you. Yeah,
he's the best player in the league.
No, he's great. But he's not
why isn't he? I think he's the best. I think he holds the ball. He tracks back. He creates play. I don't think we've been using him right, and I don't think he's been on the bench enough. He's the best player in the league.
I think he needed this change to be more effective. I think in this system, the way we're playing it, it gives him more. It leans to his strengths, where he's very good off the left hand side, coming in on his right foot, and he can cause trouble. And he's so good with the ball at his feet.
He gets out of danger.
I'll tell you what, like you said, he tracks back. He was breaking up play.
Yeah.
I mean, he was fantastic.
He's going to fire us to promotion this year. Watch.
I don't know about this year. I think you're still a little early, but
yeah, I think so too. I said to Josh yesterday, watching Windass and Broadhead run at goal with the ball, just totally changed our team.
Mm-hmm.
And the defenses were just like so scared because it's so much pressure on defense when those players run at the goal with the ball, and the guys and it made more like because more drags players away.
Yeah,
so it gave them a little bit of space.
Broadhead attracts attention. 2-3 players come on him, which will open up other places, open up other guys that do work, and they need to do work and finish the dinner. But I think that Broadhead is the secret weapon that's going to fire us to promotion this season.
Okay.
And I still think that Moore is going to get 20 goals. And at the start of the season, like 20 goals, no, he's not going to do it. He's halfway there at halfway point. He can get 20 goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he very well could.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see if. I mean, we just got to keep him healthy. That's the thing. I worry about because he's playing so much. I'm hoping we can get somebody else that can play behind him. Play to take some of the load off of him. Get us a backup for him.
Hold on. Here, hold on 1 second. It has that. You see it happening. There you go.
You should have ignored it.
Hold on. Wait. Gerald's comment was, earlier. Stop bitching about Parkinson. I wish I had a nickel for every time you said effing Parkinson. Stop it. And here he's in there too. Gerald Wilson. Gerald, please come on the show. Josh, I really do love the podcast. I love you too, brother. But your constant criticism of Parkinson really pisses me off. When they were down to 3-2, you kept saying effing Parkinson. I was pissed off at you. Well, good. I'm happy.
Why was it Parky's fault when it was 3-2, Josh?
Because I don't know. I have no idea what was happening. You don't think?
Well, you know what? All I read there, Josh, is that you were entertaining. You were entertaining for Gerald.
Oh yeah, Gerald. Here you go. This is just for you. Come say hi. You don't have to put your camera on either. Come on. Come yell at Patty with me. The link is in the chat, and you could be pissed off at me all you want. And that's why I love it. Gerald Wilson, 8185. That's awesome. Why was I pissed at Parkinson? I don't know. Because we're losing 3-2 and maybe not making subs. Maybe that's probably the only thing I can do. I don't know.
That's funny because I obviously wasn't listening. Me and Patty were watching the show.
Yeah, you guys are doing better.
We were watching a game, and he was listening. He had you on, and he was kind of telling me what you were saying and stuff. But we were both and he'd already kind of mentioned it earlier. I was actually okay with it. I was like, you know what? I'm okay with losing this game because we're playing different. You know what I mean? And it was like I was okay with. I was perfectly fine losing that game because he tried something different, and we were seeing that it can work. Yeah. And then of course it went on to.
I think that's what we'd all been asking for. Yes, Hip Karma did.
It was.
Yeah, it's what we've been asking for because the style of play the last month, 6 weeks has been fucking awful. It's terrible.
Yeah, it has been.
It's been awful. It's been absolutely turgid.
Swear jar.
Boom. Done. Yeah. I'm not allowed on Patty's show. Done. That's it. It's been awful.
The problem with this style and why it's so bad is because the best players that he needs for that style weren't available.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're going down to your second string players, but then you also look at the bench and you see players that are first string players sitting on the bench, are good enough certainly to be first string players.
Yeah.
That's a problem for me then at that point. You know, if you're still building the squad and certain positions need to be filled out, that's fine. I could understand swapping Broadhead with Windass. I just felt it was a luxury that we probably shouldn't be doing yet because we have deficiencies around the team. So I was just a little bit curious, why did we buy or bring in Broadhead so early if we weren't going to use him? Now, maybe it was a simple fact of we could get him. He was a player that Parky wants.
And
I was hopeful that it was actually going to be a second half scenario where Broadhead was going to come into his new system.
Can I ask you a question though, Patty?
Yeah.
What other team buys a player that is a star player and says, you know what, we're going to save it for the second half of the season?
Yeah.
That is fucking ludicrous. It's not like
master stroke. Absolutely.
I don't find it ludicrous at all. I don't find it ludicrous at all.
Well, you got to remember,
but I don't like it.
To
I don't
Parky,
like it sitting on the bench.
now I didn't like it either, and I've been saying from day one they should be playing. Windass and Broadhead should be playing together. But you got to remember, he got hurt right off the bat. So there was a handful of games where he was out for. So he had a muscle issue, and he missed like 5 or 6 games right off the bat, and so I think that kind of put him behind. And then you had Windass was playing so well at a certain point, it was like, okay, are you gonna? And he wasn't playing them both. He wouldn't play them both together. That's when I was screaming for him to play them both together. I was like, they need to play together. But he didn't want to do it. He finally did. He's finally done it. We're good. I'm good with it. Whatever.
Yeah, here it is. Match game 46. Watch along. Wrexham with the chance to get automatic promotion. Broadhead's played every game since round 23 of the season started, and Josh is going, well done, Parky, for playing Broadhead. It's been awesome. Absolute masterstroke, resting in the first half of the season. So it was good to finish off the season.
Yeah. I don't want to make this all about Gerald, but I will make it all about Gerald tonight for a second.
Come on, Gerald. Come on.
And when he pays off or not subbing, he never says, damn, I was wrong. Parky was like, you're full of shit, dude. I always say I was wrong. And in fact, go back and watch the goddamn show. I said he was right, I was wrong, because Hip Karma actually called me out on this, Gerald. Get your fucking facts right. Come on in and have your say. I love you, buddy.
Okay.
Swear jar again.
Come on now. Swear jar. Come on, Gerald. Come on. Get up there.
I'm going to have a go at Gerald here because that's
no, come on, Gerald.
Come on,
Come on in, Gerald. Be fun.
Now,
fun.
Gerald, I'll back you when you're right.
Yeah.
And I'll jump at Josh with you as well. I'll tag team with you. But that's wrong. Okay. We have, for the previous 2 years, League One and League Two, been hammering Parky for his late substitutions.
Yes.
And that's when we had solid squads with a solid bench that was better than almost every other team in the bloody
Relative
league.
to the leagues, yeah.
Relative to the leagues they were at. And we were saying, you are not using your bloody bench. You bought these players. They are good enough to be a near AB swap in their positions. Fresh legs, put them on the bloody pitch. And every single time he waits for the other team to sub first.
Hold.
And then he changes nothing.
But
right? It's not enough. So it's not. What?
We can't criticize him too much. We got 3 back-to-back promotions.
Absolutely can. Sorry, we can. Because I do believe our results would have been even better if he had done it. No, I could be wrong. I'm not in football. I'm not getting paid for my footballing brain here. So look, anybody can disagree.
I'm getting paid. Aren't you getting paid?
Right. So
there's a big
here's the thing. I will from a coaching standpoint, because this is something I have experience with this. It is hard. It is hard for the man in charge when he's set up a team and it's performing the way you want it to. It's hard to make a change because it's like it's working. If I change this, maybe it doesn't work because right now it's working. You know what I mean? Now, granted, in games where we're down but when we're behind and we're chasing games, he's always changing. He's changing. He throws the kitchen sink. He throws the kitchen sink at it.
Okay, at the very end, he throws the kitchen sink at it recently. Go back to the last 2 seasons. Even when we were losing, he was holding. And holding, he was giving them time to pull it back.
Yeah, you give them 15 minutes after. Yeah, you give them 15 minutes after halftime before you change it.
While I agree with what you just said about it, maybe it's hard to change what you're doing, right? Because it's working. That goes out the window immediately when the other team makes changes, because it's not going to be the same anymore. It has already been changed. There are new players in new positions, fresh legs. So you can't just say, well, it's working. Well, it's about to be different.
Here was the thing, though. Like, I remember there was a couple, I can't remember the exact game it was. It was a couple weeks ago where we were, Josh, as usual, screaming for subs. We're about 70 minutes in. We finally make the subs, and then they score 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
And that's why he didn't want to make the subs. And it's like, and I made the point to somebody in the chat, I can't remember who it was. Somebody was in the chat was saying, "Oh, you should have made the subs sooner." I was like, they scored as soon as he made the subs. Like,
I think the other way around. That's not true.
They scored against us.
Then he makes subs.
No, we made the subs. I have to, it was 5 or 6 games ago. I don't remember the game. We made the changes. We finally brought in the changes. As soon as we did, they scored. They scored 2 minutes later, 2 minutes after the changes. So it's like, maybe he has a pretty good feel for his team and he knows what he wants. And I know it's not always going to be right. It's not always going to be right, but I just know as a coach, it is hard to make those decisions.
Patty, just 1 second before you start.
Go ahead.
I'm really happy with this little conversation. Patty's got the meetings on it. You go, Patty.
Got the bit in his mouth. Okay. There you go.
Right. The reason he doesn't have a good understanding of what's about to happen and they're nearly about to score or whatever else is because he never does something different. So he never gets that premonition, oh, it's not working, they're getting tired, we need to get them swapped early, because he never changes what he does. So you can't say that. You can't say, oh, he sees it coming, I'll give him extra minutes. If he was alternating or changing up what he was doing, then you would say he's going with the flow and deciding what's happening. And the other reason is, if you are going to wait till the other team has changed their players, then in my mind, that should be a tactical decision that when I see the players that he's bringing on, I will make tactical adjustments. And I will not decide what players I'm bringing on until I see who he has played. That's like a chess move. But if you are always going to make the same changes, no matter what the other team does, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's not proactive. He's reactive. He's not proactive. He's reactive. By the way,
I will also defend him and say he's been making changes earlier, especially earlier on in the season. He was making changes earlier in the games than he has before. It was a joke. It was basically 68 to 70 minute. That was when he was making his changes almost every week.
Yeah.
There was several games this year, where there's been a couple times he's made changes at halftime, which he never does. There's been a couple games, but several games where he's made changes at 60, which is much sooner. It's 10 minutes sooner than he usually does. So I will give him credit for the fact that I think he has been more proactive with his subs this season. Now, recently, I think that's gone a little bit out the window, but I also think his selection, he didn't have what he needed to bring on anyway.
I haven't complained this season about his rotation of players and substitutions because he doesn't have the same depth as he has in other seasons. So that changes everything.
Gerald, this is how it rolls, mate. You're at the family dinner table. Yeah. Sorry, everybody.
I got
to go and defend the family honor.
Yeah, you got to
have a look at what's on the dinner. Or B, you got to go, guys, I just got to jump out.
So what you do is you take the main family TV that everybody can see, switch it onto the local pundit.
Yeah, there you go.
Say, right, guys, I'm going to defend the family honor. Watch this.
And you
go to the other room.
I'm doing it for you,
family.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Gerald. Be a team player here. Gerald, go defend, to Patty's point, defend the family honor. Or go to the shitter. I got a 10-1. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Just do the thing right there. And by the way, Hannah Cash, who's fantastic. The rest of them were fucking terrible, by the way, on Colazzo. Call us up. The local pundit will do a better job.
And Gerald, if for some reason you don't come and join us tonight, you better join me on Extra Time at some point soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Monday.
Yeah, Hannah Cash. Sorry, Ken. Hannah Cash her brother does play is Matty Cash. She's fantastic. And the rest of them are not great. They're just not great. They're not a good. It's not a good punditry team.
Oh,
Now that's like what is it? Like $1.75 or something, $1.70 each for Aaron, Paddy, and me.
Yeah.
For Josh Swearjar. So that's Paddy is about to be monetized on the local channel. $1.70. Oh, sorry, minus YouTube tax, so it's probably about $1.
Yeah. And then, I mean, listen, just flat out say, do you know how much it takes to run the fucking channel? There's a lot of red back here for a reason. It's not because it's just red.
And I'm expensive. Okay,
Yeah,
people.
very expensive.
I'm expensive.
Well, you've got to pay for carpet cleaning now.
Yeah. And no doubt, I'm not happy about it either. It's going to be.
That's so good.
Well, there you go. It's been fun.
I'm loving this. This is good fun. I just had a look at the Premier League table because my old mate that lives over here, Pommy Guy, is a massive Burnley supporter. They're coming back down.
Oh no, and also so are Wolves are coming down too.
Wolves are the Sheffield Wednesday of the Premier.
Who do we think the third team's going to be? I think it's going to be West Ham.
I think so too.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Sorry, we just dropped the StreamYard in the chat. Who's coming in the chat? It's a free day. Let's do it. I had other things planned, but here we go.
Well, Wayne wanted to come in earlier, so Wayne, if you're still about, jump in.
It is a Ring and Rant show, and Patty, you had something. Patty, you had something lined up before the show. You were talking shit about Sam Smith.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, that's who else I was.
Yeah.
No, I was online trolling about and reading some comments, and someone reminded me, which I'd kind of forgotten about, was last season in January we paid $2 million essentially for Sam Smith, and I had forgotten that there was an interview came out that basically said that he didn't want to join us, that he had to pretty much join us. His club said they needed the money. And it kind of came back to my mind that they really were only bringing in Sam Smith for the assistance to get us promoted that season. That's why they were willing to spend $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
So last season, if we were willing to spend $2 million in January just to get us promoted, and we were aiming for the top 2 automatic spots, and of course, worst case playoffs and have to get through that way. But what would we spend now being potentially close enough with a good second half of the season in order to make the playoffs for a shot at the big brass ring? I'm kind of curious to see what happens in this January. Yeah. It could be a lot bigger than people expect. I don't know that it will be. I have no idea.
I still wonder if
really interesting.
I still wonder if we'll struggle a little to get the level of player that we want to get in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think there'll still be players that I'll tell you what though, a performance like yesterday, I think will help in that, because it's like, okay, if we're gonna play like that
absolutely,
that looks like fun. I'm all right with that. If it looks like it did the last 5 games, then maybe I don't want to go. Don't want to go there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think they'll definitely spend. It's a hard window to get players you want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I'm thinking 3. I think 3 is kind of what we usually do anyway in January. But I do think it'll be. I don't think they'll go for backups. You know what I mean? I think if they're buying, they probably are going to try to buy starters. With the caveat that maybe if they do bring in a striker, it's a backup for more. But you know what I mean? I don't think, like, if they bring in a midfielder, it'll be somebody they want to start.
Let's get an expert opinion on it.
There you go.
I don't know about an expert opinion, but I do agree with what Aaron just said. I think that the more that we play this style, the more we're going to attract great talent, because that was so much fun. It's the best fun. I'm so glad that this came during the holidays, because the sheer joy that was brought to everyone. I mean, we're all still talking about it. We're all still just elated as hell. It's wonderful. It's fantastic.
Just quickly though, check out that 2-tone beard. How good's that?
Salt and pepper. He's got salt and pepper
right.
going on there.
That's what happens when you get turn 50 and are looking this good.
I'm looking forward.
It's that plant-based diet, baby.
There you go.
Nice.
Hey, Josh is back from his 10-200.
10-200. You said 50. Damn, you and Ken are getting old. Are you 50?
I am. I turned 50 in October.
Oh, that's awesome.
When's your
Okay.
birthday in October? What day's your birthday?
23rd.
Ah, okay, I'm the 30th.
Nice.
10. So
Scorpio, baby.
That's
Libra.
right.
Libra.
Okay, we have.
Hold on. Josh, you call yourself a Smokey and the Bandit fan.
Yeah.
It's a 10-200. You keep saying a 10-1. It's a 10-200, sir.
Oh, I work in film.
Taking a poop is a 10-200. Taking a piss is a 10-100. Get it right, man.
I was trying to in film. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. It's all right.
Hey,
it's all right.
real quick, can you guys hear my dog snoring?
No.
My basset
No.
hound is snoring next to me. I just want to make sure he's not
I
like,
thought that was your lawnmower.
dude, he sounds like a lawnmower. He really does. It's unbelievable. He's ridiculous.
Are you?
Hey, at least you don't have a cat under your knee.
Oh,
He's cats across the room. I got a whole herd of animals around here.
Yeah.
are you gonna come?
Cat's under my knee. There's no clue that I'm talking. He's sleeping, purring under my knee.
We're going old school right now. It's
Here we
getting
go.
going old school. It's getting old school TLP right now.
With the kit.
Oh my God! Let's do it. It's getting old school. We're bringing in like 10 people. I'm doing it.
Let's
Fuck.
do it. This will be fun.
Oh,
Hey,
G'day, fellas. Hi, everybody.
what's
Oh,
up,
wow.
buddy?
Hello.
How's it going?
Who's this?
it's Wayne.
Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
G'day, Esman. How are you, mate?
Doing all right, man. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Are you coming to defend? Are you coming in to defend Gerald and Parkinson?
Not really. Oh, no, Parky got it right yesterday. I made a comment earlier. Everyone was calling for Windass and Moore to get subbed, but he left them on and they both scored goals after that. And I just think he got it wrong so many times earlier in the season. Just players being gassed and leaving them out there. I just think doesn't matter who it is, if they got fresh legs compared to someone who's got lactic build up and they, everything's burning, their lungs are burning, you got to get them off.
Mm-hmm.
You can't leave them. Dobbo was having great games earlier in the season, but he was hitting the wall and Parky kept leaving him out there. Definitely cost us in the Southampton game. I don't get to watch a lot of games because of work, or it's not being shown over here. But recently we have been showing a lot of games on beIN Sports, but the last 5 or 6 weeks when I've gone back to try and watch them, I pretty much turn them off after 10 or 15 minutes. There's not much going on. But yesterday, that was awesome. It's just so exciting. The watch along was the best watch along I've ever seen. So much fun. I loved it how a little TLP team jumped in and backed Josh up. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
Never happened.
it was. I talk about the youth a lot. It's and having the right players out there. And yesterday, like instead of having 2 threats up, everyone's watching your wingers. But when you got 4 or 5 threats moving up the field together, geez, that becomes hard to defend against when you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Anyway,
Yeah.
it looks so much better. And I did say Longman does consider himself a right winger. I heard someone else say that a few months ago.
He does.
I heard Broadass was a left winger. I thought, well, why don't I just like how Parky evolved a bit yesterday.
Well done.
Maybe he took the criticism on the chin and he bit the bullet and he fixed it. But we can't rest our hat on one game.
Wayne, I've got a question for you. Now, you played for Melbourne, so you played under Craig Bellamy.
No, you keep getting that wrong. It was Chris Anderson when I was there.
Chris Anderson at that time. Oh, okay. So you never played under Craig Bellamy?
No, he was.
After
No,
you're so
I know
old.
him pretty well. He's got the same birthday as me, actually, and Doyle's got the same birthday as me.
Well, Chris Anderson was known for not being a very sedate sort of man either. How many times at halftime would you guys get the shreds, like torn to shreds, and before he went into a game plan for the second half?
Well, in that team, not many times because we were going pretty good.
Yeah.
Our style was a lot like Parky's style has been. It was very simple, but we had the players to do it. It's about winning every little battle, like and just taking your chances when they're there. I don't know. I think of so much when I'm not talking on a camera, but it's the little battles and it's the triangles like Paddy talks about, and it's the little one-on-ones, and it's just effort, and it's everyone winning their little tiny battles all over the field, and but we weren't doing that. But I don't know. Yesterday, even Windass, like body language, everyone had their tails up because it was just so much more exciting of a style to watch.
They all looked like they were having fun.
Yeah, exactly. And if you're not having fun in any job you do, well, you should basically probably leave that job and go do something else.
See you guys.
Triangles everywhere.
Now, for those of you that were here at the very beginning of the show, this is the highlight of the show for me right now.
Oh no!
I'd like to welcome in this person who really, they're now in the mud because Wrexham are miles ahead of them in the league, miles ahead of them at the halfway point of the season, and he can't get his footy tips right.
I'm going to say we are in the mud. We've let like a jumped up non-league team get above us. It's ridiculous.
I know, yeah. and depending on whether Charlton win their game in hand, technically they're better than you too.
Red under your black shirt. There. It is time, man. It's okay. You can do it, man.
I'm not
Do
going
you
to
know
go
the story? What happened to the last
You are in a safe place. As a matter of fact, I think you should switch him to the middle of the screen so that he's in a safe place, surrounded by
the middle of all of a safe place.
Safe.
It won't work, Josh.
There you go. It might. Maybe not.
Let's see. Bring him back now. Bring him back.
There you go.
Almost.
So close.
Almost.
It's like a puzzle.
I think you need to take everyone out and then put John in first.
Yeah, I don't know.
There we go.
Hey, you got it.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey, you're surrounded by
champions in the middle, like it.
Champions.
You're surrounded by friends.
There we go. All right.
I wouldn't go too hard on John because until yesterday, that was us.
I see the red. I see the red on his chest.
All right, John. That is Wayne. He's in Australia, and that is
Hey, John.
Hey, Wayne. How you doing, mate?
Good mate. How are you?
Yeah. And that's
very well.
John. Sorry, Ken. I'm going to leave this to you guys. I'm not sure.
Well, look. I mean, poor old Birmingham. With the loss, there's two red cards in your game, one for either side. But I mean, I didn't watch your game. How'd you play?
I did. It was fun.
We didn't play particularly brilliant, but we didn't play badly either. We only got ourselves to blame. We had more than enough chances to comfortably win the game. Just one of those days. We got John Eustace balled, basically.
Yeah. And your thoughts about the upcoming game against Southampton?
I'm a lot less worried about it than I was after seeing them lose to Oxford, if I'm honest. I fancy us at home. The only thing that worries me right now is the injuries. With the injuries we've got to key positions, and it's multiple injuries in the same positions is really, and suspensions now is really hurting us, to be honest.
Fair enough.
Ken was talking a lot of shit before you came on, by the way.
Can't get his footy tips right. They're in the mud. It's all.
Well, at least I could add up correctly on a spreadsheet, but not naming any names.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I said right at the very beginning of the show, I refuse to give you points for Wrexham results.
So did you watch our fantastic?
I was just about that's the same thing, Patty. Yeah.
I did actually. I really enjoyed it.
For some reason, I can't
It's fun,
hear
wasn't it?
John.
That's because I've muted you.
Go out and come in.
He's
Go out and
joking.
come in.
And everybody else is jealous of
Everyone
you.
else can hear him.
What? Why would anybody be jealous of me?
Because you can't hear John.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I do love the image of Wayne just in
I'll be back.
the jungle. I love it.
I've got the mango tree behind me. I don't know if you can see the mangoes.
I'm just waiting for Anthony Deck to walk behind him or something.
I know, yeah.
So it's not too hot today either. Like it's pretty.
No, it's good. It's been 44 in Western Australia.
44.
Yeah, well, that's normal for over there. I'm about to move over there.
Yeah. Did you want to? Did you want to let people in on what you're doing, Wayne, or not?
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting in the last week. I did my last day at the concrete, I hope, last Monday. So that's pretty exciting. And I'm going to move over there, and I'm pretty much going to go fishing in summer and go looking for gold in winter.
Nice.
The fishing's red hot over there, and there's plenty of gold over there. Not many people looking for it. The massive area, if you look it up, it's the Pilbara in Western Australia. And it's very hot. So 4 or 5 months, you probably shouldn't go out looking for it. It's a bit extreme, but hopefully that's my new life. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Exciting.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I've got grandkids over there. I've got 3. I've only ever met one of them. So it's, as you can understand, it's a pretty fair distance. It's about 4. Well, in miles, it'd be like 3,000 miles away.
Oh, shit.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So pretty much like moving from one side of America to the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So,
111.
so life's looking up for me.
Yeah,
Don't have to be dirty old concrete anymore.
Nah, that's like Josh traveling to Iowa to meet Aaron.
Yeah. No, 44 Celsius is
Holy
100.
crap, 111.
Yep.
My God.
That's a bit on the toasty side.
I have worked in a place called the Tanami Desert, pouring concrete. I remember one day it was 52 degrees and it wasn't quite summer yet.
Jesus.
And then I basically left at the start of summer. But it gets a little bit extreme in Australia. Just drink lots of water.
How long of a window do you have to pour concrete in that hot of a climate?
You do it as early as you can. Hopefully it's still sort of nearly dark when you're pouring it, but it doesn't always work out like that. But what can you do? You just got to put your head down and get it done.
Yeah, I know that here in SoCal when it used to get, in the
Football?
oh, sorry.
Sorry, everybody. That's Ken's fault. Sorry, Ken, that's your fault.
ADHD, common interest.
That's my fault. I do have to jump out. So, guys, but keep this show going. It is really good.
Thank God.
I'll be there for the next game. I promise.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
Fun again.
And best of luck, people getting your footy tips in. I'm talking to you.
You're like getting a second date. It's just
later, Ken.
It's never going to happen.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, bombshell. He's out. Awesome. Now we can. Oh my God, Ken was all in on you, by the way. John, just tearing you apart. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Continue.
On what?
So
exactly?
what do you think of Kiefer Moore now, John?
Yeah.
He's an average championship striker, yeah.
10 goals. He's top goal scorer of the league.
He's not. He's second.
He's not.
Shit.
Almost.
Come Don't ruin a good time.
Well, John was about to do what I was trying to say to
Hey,
you.
don't let the truth get in the way of a good story. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. That's the Aussie way.
Mhm.
It's all about the story. Few fibs never heard a good story.
So what's the problem with you guys, John? What's going on?
Why can't you score?
Strikers are just off form. Stansfield's off form. Dutch is off form. Kyogo obviously hasn't scored. And we've got too many injuries to the back line at the moment and too many suspensions. We haven't got a fit left back now, and we haven't got a fit right back in the squad. So we're having to play a centre back at left back and a central midfielder at right back still.
Who's playing left back?
Erin Cashin had to come in.
Really?
Which was quite not worrying, but it was like he's a centre back. It's all but agreed that he's going to go back to Brighton, and so it's like a player that has no interest in performing, but we have no one else. So
Sackwatch?
I would put him on Sackwash if you're asking me personally, but no, he's under no threat whatsoever.
None at all.
None whatsoever. Nope.
You guys should use a good Phil Parkinson at that team.
Is Nathan Jones under Sackwatch?
No,
I mean, that guy keeps losing.
No, they just signed him to a 5-year deal. They'll go down and keep him.
Yeah, if they got relegated, they'd still keep him.
Yeah.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he just
Why is
signed a
that?
massive
Why
long
is that, you
contract.
think?
Sorry, go ahead, guys. I'm just doing shit.
What'd you say, Esteban? I didn't hear you.
Why would they keep him if he's not producing?
Well, for one, they probably can't afford to get rid of him because they gave him a 5-year deal to get him to stay. And two, he's probably as good as they're going to get right now. You know what I mean? I don't think you're going to. I think if they were honest and looked at their options, what could you get to come in at that team? For that team, would it be better? Probably not. So he's a pretty good manager. I don't see him getting rid of him.
But we didn't actually mention Rowett got sacked.
Oh, we haven't.
And we didn't think that had happened either.
From Oxford?
That was surprising. Yeah.
Who are they going to get? Because it doesn't look like they have a new manager.
Mm-mm.
And could you see them getting somebody better? I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, neither. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Who was it? I can't remember if it might have been John. I can't remember. Somebody had said, it's like, who do you bring it? If you sack him, who do you go get it? Who do you go bring in? And it's like, you bring him in. That's who you need.
Yeah.
That's who you want fighting, being a firefighter.
You sack him, then give it like 2 months, and you still shit.
Bring him back.
Well, that's the Sheffield United way. That's what they do.
Yeah.
You can see Portsmouth sacking Messina or something, getting Rowett, and Rowett keeping Portsmouth up and Oxford going down or something like that.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
It,
What about poor old Southampton? They took their assistant manager, and then has he won since? Or am I mixing up my teams?
No, yeah, they kept him. They finally signed him to it. They won a bunch.
They
of
finally
games,
made it official to keep.
and then they made it official. And then they've kind
I
of.
don't think he's won since.
I don't know if he has.
I think he did. I think he won the first game, but then I'm not sure if he's won since. Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing him next, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're playing him next, John, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got him at St Andrews on Monday night.
Big loss. Big L coming in. There you go. Wayne, are you going to defend Parkinson, or are you not defending Parkinson?
I'm going to defend Parkinson because he showed me yesterday he can change. I think you need continuity in a club. Chopping and changing coaches doesn't really help much unless the shit has really hit the fan. If you're obviously at the bottom of the ladder and you've got a half-decent team, you probably should change coaches. But we can't go in too hard on Birmingham because until yesterday, that was us. And if we don't keep backing it up, that'll be us again. And every team goes through a rut in a season. Doesn't matter who it can be the top side, but the top sides can go through a rut but still get away with winning games against lesser teams, even if they're not playing so well.
Yeah,
they might lose 1 or 2 games in a row, but they'll come good again. Hopefully, we've come good again. maybe Birmingham's just having their little rut like we just went through. But chopping and changing coaches, it's too much upheaval. You still got the same players there, and the coach isn't the one out on the field kicking balls. And there's not much he can do once they get out there. Like it's just I don't think it solves a whole lot unless you're really down in the toilet. And
this January window is going to be really interesting for ourselves in Birmingham, because I absolutely think both teams are going to come out of January stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And not all the teams above us are going to be in that same situation. Even if they are a little bit better, I don't think they're going to be hopefully as significantly better as maybe we can be after the window. Depending on who's available, depending on what happens. It's never a guarantee in January, but yeah, I think we'll be for the better at the end of it.
I agree with what Wayne just said. I think that this is such a great opportunity for Parky to like step up and like really learn from what went down. And like I'm and this is what I came in to say. Actually, I'm so happy that we have 2 more matches before I go back to work. After the holidays, because God damn it, I want to see more of that.
Yeah. The other thing too is I was all in with Josh when top 6 and all that, because you could see it. You could see we had sort of the players, and I don't know if it's a professional pride thing or whatever, but we seem to really lift against all. We were beating Coventry, we'd beaten Mill, all these teams that were at the top of the ladder. We had beaten them, or they'd only just scored a late goal to draw with us. But like other seasons, they just don't seem to get so excited for the lesser teams. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, the new style, if we play, you got to attack. If you lose the ball, work your ass off, get back there and defend, and then attack again. If you want to sit back in front of your own goal, it's like rope-a-dope. Eventually, something's got to get through. If you're making them run 80 metres to score a goal instead of just sitting there taking pot shots all day, you got to give yourself a much better chance. It's in my book. You just got to. I know, and defence is important. You need attackers who can defend a bit. The whole pressing up the top, it's good for a little bit of early pressure, but in my game, we used to pretty much aim our attack at their best attackers to try and tire them out so they didn't have the energy to attack when they got the ball. We don't really want our strikers and that exhausting themselves chasing the ball all over the park just for, a little bit of pressure for a few seconds, but don't go crazy. A bit like Windass does.
Mm-hmm.
You can see when he knows to put in, and when he knows when to just get himself in the road, but not through a lot of effort, just cut down angles and stuff like that. Your strike force, you don't want them exhausting themselves defending all the time. You want them so when the ball does get to them, they're ready to go. That's what I think anyway.
Wayne, I've watched a couple of Coventry matches throughout the season, and they've been out there playing with they're just like they're kids, like they're having fun, and that's what I saw yesterday from Wrexham, and I think that the combination of players that we had on the pitch yesterday, I think that's going to make the difference, because these guys were just out there just having fun and playing. How many people commented on Windass smiling yesterday, right? That was one of the comments I saw most. It's oh, look, Windass can actually smile. And I think going into the second half of the season, I want to see, I hope we see more of that, because honestly, the only time that I've seen Coventry really dismantled and frustrated was when they played against us. And so if we can match that type of play, if we can go out there and play with this sort of gusto, I think we are going to be up there.
Okay.
I don't disagree with Josh that I disagree with Josh that we're going to get promoted, but immediately. But I think that where we can actually definitely make the playoffs if we can play like this.
Okay. Josh, you need to say something.
No, Yeah, sorry, I gotta jump, but I wanted to say this. Listen, 2 hours into this too, this is a fantastic conversation. Just everyone getting together and just having a conversation. Missed all this stuff, and it's good to see everybody. Really appreciate that. I hope everyone's having a good holiday. I do have to go myself. Please keep going if you guys want to go. Obviously, this is what the local pundit is about. But you guys are all great. Even John, fucking
even John.
The champions, yeah.
The champions elect. But no, good to see you all. Patty,
Okay. Yeah, Josh.
Hey, Josh, before you go, did you see Let's Do It's comment?
I will be there.
No, the one about us gelling.
Oh, the boys are
Okay,
gelling.
Esteban, I've told you before, you're not allowed to talk about the chat. Stop it.
Oh, sorry.
All right. See you, Josh. Take care.
Okay. And on that bombshell. Hey, good to see you.
Bye.
Bye,
Right. Okay. Aaron, are you in a rush or have you time?
No, I've got my family's in Tennessee. I've got all night.
You're cool. Right, guys. I'm good as well. We can talk all night if we want to. So myself and Aaron are doing a transfer window show tomorrow night. So what I was thinking would be good now is if we kind of move towards a little bit of transfer talk and what positions we might look for, blah, 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 etc. So that's done ahead of that show tomorrow night, because tomorrow will be literally just potential players that we may go after. But before we just hit that, John, is there anything in particular you want to bring up in general about the match or other stuff? Because we can talk about that for a few minutes first, because you didn't get much say because you jumped in late.
Which match? Our match or your match?
Well, I'll give you a few minutes anyway. If you get boring about Birmingham, I'll move us on. But,
No, I enjoyed your match, I have to say. How Sheffield United threw it away 3-1 up was a surprise, I must admit.
That was crazy.
That was... I didn't expect that from a Wilder side, to be honest, to be so open as well and defend so poorly. But credit to you guys. I think the Thomason at left wing back completely threw them. They didn't obviously know that was coming. They didn't deal with it all game. Funniest thing is they had Tahith Chong, who of course is ex-Birmingham player. He can't defend for toffee, and I'm absolutely amazed that Wilder kept him out there and didn't move him around to try and counter. Thomason just basically had the whole free reign of the wing. It's just a really good game. I'm interested. Do you think it was a penalty, by the way?
it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought.
Actually, which one?
Wait, which one are you talking about? The one on us,
Or
or
the
the
one
one
we
we
didn't
got,
get?
or the one we didn't get?
Well, the one you didn't get wasn't a penalty.
It was.
It was.
Or it wasn't.
It was a handball before offside.
Listen, it wasn't that guy's job to tell the linesman that
That's what
that
I
there was
think
an
too.
offside. It was the offside. It was the linesman job to blow the whistle. So
About
I
four of them
agree
were
with Paddy
saying
that was a penalty.
We went through this before you came on. I actually looked into it into the specific rules. The offside does not get called until he actually interferes with the ball. The handball should have been called first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
defenders
the
would be
referee
more
blew the
worried
whistle,
about the
didn't
ball than the ref.
Do you think the whistle was blown before he touched the ball?
I think so, wasn't it? That's what the commentator said.
Okay.
Commentator said the whistle was blown, and therefore the offside is the first incident, and that has to be given.
Okay, I got to go back and check that. That would make it true if the whistle had already been gone. However, he hadn't interfered with the ball at that stage, so he shouldn't have blown for it either. I don't
He
believe
probably
it
shouldn't
was.
have put his flag up so soon, but they're, at this level, they're told to flag if they're sure, aren't they? Unlike in the Premier League where they don't flag at all.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think both things happen kind of simultaneously. To be honest, I went back and watched it, and you can't really tell what happened first. But I still say that it wasn't that guy's job to tell the linesman, hey, he's offside. It's like when a student tells me hey, my neighbor's cheating.
Every single footballer since the dawn of time does that.
I guess.
Yeah, but then it caused his hand to connect with the ball.
Yeah.
So,
I'm not.
So your point is correct. If the whistle has been blown correctly or incorrectly, doesn't matter. The game is done. So yes, in that scenario, if you're correct that the whistle had actually been blown, then that's a different question that I was answering. The question I was answering is the handball should have been called before the offside would be called in that scenario, assuming the game was still playing. If you say that the whistle actually had gone,
I'm just going off what the commentator said.
Okay,
I didn't hear it
that's
myself.
true. If that's true, then they've already called it. I don't believe they should have called it at that point because the ball had not been interfered with by Moore.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't have been flagged that early either. It shouldn't have been blown. It shouldn't have been flagged.
That's what I mean.
It'll be interesting. I'll go back and look at that.
But it'll be interesting. Like I said, I didn't hear it. I'm just going off what the commentator said because I must admit I missed all of it. I didn't really pay attention.
But the one we were given was just gamesmanship. He put his foot down and fell over.
Absolutely was. But it wasn't a blatant dive either.
He didn't dive with no connection. There was the tiniest bit of connection, and he fell over.
It was a flop. It was a flop, but it was a, shall we say, a dark arts flop.
Yes. It was a very well executed.
Very well executed. I'll leave my foot here, and the second you touch it, I'll fall over.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Or
no. Like I said, overall, just a really good game.
So I am gonna duck out for popcorn Saturday with the wife, but also this is the limit of my understanding of the game. I have no idea when you guys talk about transfers and how to even.
Okay.
So, guys, thank you so much for letting me in. Up the town.
Okay. Take care.
Bye, guys.
See you, Esteban.
Wayne, you gonna chill with us?
Just for a little bit. I just wanted to add to what Esteban said earlier about the whole fun thing. I'm not real big on the documentary. Obviously, got me in and everything, but it's more about the climb of the team to me. I saw a lot of things I could relate to, which sort of got me into following Wrexham. But the whole fun thing, the bit with Rob at the end of last season and that speech he did to them, it was pretty much spot on. And I'm not really a very emotional person, but geez, I was starting to well up a little bit. I was thinking and then they just went out and their performance just showed it. Blackpool and Charlton. And just going back to that Blackpool game, everyone bags Dobbo's passing, but if you watch that game, he did two incredible long. I know he's short passes by me, but he did two long balls to each corner that basically set up the two goals. They were incredible long passes. That's it. You got to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're going to play like shit, basically.
Okay. You just reminded me of something there that I've never actually mentioned, but I've thought for ages. Right. That speech that was done by Rob.
It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Was it real? Because the next time I'm over in Wrexham and I get to talk to some people, I'm going to ask about this. I am not convinced that happened at the time that they are showing that it happened.
It took a bit of editing license, I think.
I absolutely think there's a bit of editing license here, and I would not be surprised
a couple of things didn't match up.
If that wasn't just simply set up as like a story Rob was telling them about something that happened somewhere or whatever. I'm not even sure. I'm curious to know if that actually happened in the time where they said before the match or not. I think that's a little bit of production magic that they used there. But anyway, maybe that will never be answered.
A lot of stuff. You got to show a bit of discernment. It's not a couple of things in that didn't. When I went back and watched it the second time, the first time you're not really thinking about that, but then I started thinking about things. I was thinking, hang on, and just shit they were showing, and I thought, I think they've played with this a bit. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Habs brought up my favorite word, VAR. I have to put this up. I can't let this go. Cool. This argument, which is the one we had about the penalty, is why VAR exists and semi-automated offside exists. Correct. I agree with you. However, VAR is supposed to do its bloody job and get the correct answers. That is the problem why people hate VAR, because it does not come up with the correct answers. It's stupid how they've implemented it, and there's too much grey area with how they implement it.
Can I also say that the reason that VAR shouldn't exist is the arguments you have over decisions?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to have them?
Yeah, I
That's
want
fine.
the arguments.
That's
You know,
fine.
I want to be able to go to the pub after the game and say the referee's a blind twat because he missed a blatant penalty. You know, that's football. I don't want it to be controlled by a bloody computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff evens out over the season.
Yeah.
We get calls, they get calls. It all evens out.
Well, and then you get these ones where you'll get something that'll happen, and they'll take 3 fucking minutes to look at it, and it's like, you know, you're waiting 3 minutes to decide if you can celebrate a goal or not. It's ridiculous. I think it's stupid. I think it's terrible.
It's took the joy and the spontaneous, spontaneousness out of the game.
Yep. I think they did it for the right reason. I think the reason they wanted to implement it was for the right reasons. I think there were just unforeseen issues that have come from it, and I think it's just not worth. It's not the juice isn't worth the squeeze, I guess. That's my thoughts.
It slows the game down, and it takes that attrition factor out of the game. You know, like, you know, if one team trains harder and gets fitter than the other team, they get penalised because the game keeps stopping for a few minutes at a time, and the other team gets to catch their breath again, and they're ready to go again. But just takes that attrition factor out of the game, I believe, when you're stopping and starting all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So moving on then. All right. This was the little graphic I put up earlier. This is essentially 3-4-3. I know it's drawn slightly differently in the 3-4-1-2 style. But this is our team from the weekend. Is everybody here considered our first starting 11? I suppose Longman and Thompson are probably the two that you would say are not guaranteed for a spot once Kakache and Kabore are back. But would this be our preference moving forward into the window?
I'm going to go into that for Kakache. Just a few things I saw with him. I saw some great crosses that weren't rewarded with goals, but geez, they were good crosses. And the game we played against Coventry, Windass got the 3 assists. But for Moore's last goal, Kakache just showed a bit of fire. He turned and chased the bloke for about 50 metres down the sideline and tackled him, got the ball off him from behind and turned around, and the ball got straight back up and Moore scored. And everyone said, oh, Windass got the assist. And he did the final pass, but it was, you know, Kakache just showed that passion to run 50 metres and chase that bloke. And most blokes would have probably dropped off. He just got to get himself right. Everyone that goes through a little injury patch, you know, if they manage him right, don't bring him back too early. Hamstrings are that's probably the worst.
Yeah.
All that stuff down the back of your leg, because that's where your drive comes from, your calf. If you get a tear in your calf, you don't want to come back too early, you'll just tear it again. Achilles obviously ends you for the season. Anything down the back of your leg, that's where, like, your jumping comes from your ass and your thighs, but all that off the mark stuff comes from the back of your leg, and you're doing it all the time in the game, so you can't mess around with that stuff.
Okay, but we do agree that Kabore certainly would take over from Longman when he comes back. Yeah,
very exciting. Speed,
right.
No substitute for speed.
Okay, and then just quickly between Kakache and Thomason. Kakache at full value is probably better in the position than Thomason, but we don't know Thomason's upside once he's played there enough.
Yeah.
It's very hard to say after yesterday.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I just wanted to kind of lay out what our best 11 is going into this window, then to have the discussion of where potentially we might improve. So up front, if we continue to play 3 up front, we have Broadhead, Moore, and Windass. Now, backups then for the front are Hardy, who everybody believes he's probably looking to leave.
Mhm.
Do we think he would be willing to stay with this new system, thinking he might get more time?
I don't know. I think he's wanting to start though. I think
Okay.
he's looking. I to me, I mean, he's probably looking to go somewhere where he can start and
And
get a
he
lot
won't
more
start
time.
with these
And
two.
I don't think, yeah, I don't think he cracks the starting 11 and
Okay.
for us right now.
Smith as a backup.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, he's good, and I'm fine with Smith as a backup. I wonder where his headspace is. You know what I mean? Whether that's what he wants, or if he thinks he wants to do something different. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see.
Okay. And
Smith.
who else do we have up front?
J-Rod.
J-Rod, okay. Do we see him making the lineup after January?
I mean, I think he's one. He can.
Okay.
I don't know that it's ideal. I mean, off the bench, you know what I mean? I don't, but he's not. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think he was put in a really tough position last season.
Yeah.
And he was doing a lot of the things that were making us tick, but it didn't show as far as like he wasn't getting goals and he wasn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't involved necessarily in the goals, but I think he dropped deep, getting the ball out wide. I thought he did good things last season, so I think he can definitely contribute. So I think it's a little harsh to just write him off.
Okay.
But I do think, I mean, I don't see him as a starter. Let's put it that way.
Okay. J-Rod isn't an active starter for 90 minutes.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Is Smith good enough to be an active starter for 90 minutes if one of these players isn't available?
I mean, I think ideally you improve that, but I think at the moment, I mean,
Okay.
that's a tough one. That's tough to say.
Okay, so how many do we need on the bench that could start if we have injuries up front? Because if we're playing all three of them, at some point they can't all play.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you're going to have games where...
So in this scenario, we're actually weak in attacking players.
Yeah.
And we need some extra cover.
Yep.
So we need at least one, maybe?
I think so. I think if you could get one more player that can play that winger / 10 role, whatever you want to call it, however we're calling it. I mean, it's
whatever
such
you can find.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird. It's hard to define what Windass and Broadhead play because they both did. They were all over. They have free roam over the whole front, the front of the pitch. I mean, like you said earlier, there were times where Windass and Broadhead were both on the left-hand side, and there was times where they were both on the right-hand side. I mean, it was just they were both all over the place. Out in the wide spaces, in behind Kiefer. I mean, they were all over. So if you can find players like that, I think that's they can play like that. I think you would like one more of those.
If we need at least one more up front for attack, what is the chances that we bring in a player so good he has to knock one of these players out of the starting lineup?
You'd do it straight away. You'd bring him straight in.
Okay, but I agree. If you can find someone, if you want to bring them in, if they're that good, you do it. But what's the likelihood you think it'll happen this January?
Tough to do it in January, I think. Tough to make a move, get a guy like, because there's not going to be many that are available. Yeah. Although I have one in mind, and we'll talk about him tomorrow.
We'll talk about tomorrow. Okay.
Sorry. I think before yesterday, whoever is available, we weren't looking very attractive. If we can put another couple of games together like that, we're going to start looking real attractive to people again. But I was really getting worried about that rut we went through being right before the transfer window. I was thinking, geez, no one's going to want to come here and play that sort of footy. It puts you to sleep. It's but if we can play like that, geez, we're very attractive, I think, to any player.
Yeah. If we keep this style, we need someone.
Especially with the money.
If Parky is going back to his older style, the defensive style, in theory, we might not even need someone.
He'd be mad to do that.
Okay, yeah, I know. Just putting it out there.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Now, obviously, one caveat we do have to consider, and we're not going to talk about it every time, is there is always the option of bringing in quite a young player who is a bit untested, who is happy to sit the bench and hope to prove himself good enough at some point to take a first starting position. Now, maybe that would be next season or whatever, but in order to have backup, that would always be an option, to take in a 20-year-old who might have the chops and is there for injury cover and is there for 15, 20 minutes as he's building up his abilities. So I think that is available for any position for us if they decided to do that. Okay. Then midfield. Let's start with the wingers. So Thompson on the left, Thompson and Kakache. Are we comfortable that the two of them and Longman then as the extra backup, I suppose, are enough for the left side? Would you be looking to bring in a left-sided wing back?
I would still be looking to bring one left-sided winger in or a wing back in.
Okay.
Because Thomason had a fantastic game. I don't know. There's no guarantee that happens week after week, and you know what I mean. We don't know.
We still have to play.
We don't know that that's repeatable yet.
Mm-hmm.
While he had like you said, fantastic yesterday, but I think John kind of alluded to it. They did kind of give him a lot of space. There wasn't a lot of pressure put on him. So I wonder if a team, it'll be interesting to see if he starts on Monday and see what Preston do, because I think they're a pretty good team and they're well coached. And I don't think they'll let him affect the game like he did against Sheffield United. So it'll be interesting to see. So I think you still look to get an actual left wing back. I think you still want to get one of those in.
Okay. Are we comfortable with Maka staying in the team, knowing we have Thomason and Longman ahead of him?
I mean,
and not by someone then, obviously.
Yeah. No.
I'm under the assumption he's going. It seems to me like he's probably leaving in January. I think
the answer's already here. I'm not sure about how good Brunt's crossing is, but he's deceptively quicker than he looks, I think. And he loves going forward with the ball. As I said, I've never really seen him crossing. He's usually down the other end of the field, but I think he would be an option for a left wing back.
Brunt?
He has got a bit of toe.
Okay.
And he likes to take it forward and seems to fit the criteria. So, and he can defend.
Bit of a wild card option, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I could be
you don't know until you know, do you? Until you try it, you don't know. Like,
it's the same with Thomason. Yeah,
it's the same with talking about young blokes before. We never get to know, and I know from personal. You think you're at a certain level, then you get dropped into a gun team, and all of a sudden your own level just lit like it, and you think, geez, because I'd like to see Ashfield get a go in that team yesterday compared to the normal teams he gets chucked into. It's you don't know. We'll never know because we never get to bloody see him. It's so frustrating. He shows little signs in those trials and other games, just little things that just make players stand out, and you go, wow. They might, young blokes make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Young blokes just seem to get crucified for it a bit more. It seems like. Everyone seems to notice their mistakes more.
Yeah. There's a little bit of interference there on the sound from you, Wayne. Do you know what it is, or is it just the background? Or
that'd be all the birds.
But it seems to happen when you speak, though.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm just on a phone. Sorry.
It's weird. No, you're okay. It sounds like
it's weird,
but it does also sound like birds.
Yeah, it sounds like birds, but you only hear it when he talks. It's weird.
The birds don't stop here.
Okay, no problem. Right then, John, do you want any comments on that, or I know it's not your team, but if you want to.
No, I think the interesting thing will be is whether he will stick with this setup.
Format, yeah.
Because I think I'm not convinced he'll stick with the three up front or the three forwards personally. I thought it was a very unlike Parkinson setup because I thought you were very open, which is not like him.
But only for 25 minutes.
They got better.
We're only. It was a new style. We conceded a few goals early, but everyone seemed to adjust, and it's
Yeah, but the game should have been done at 3-1. It should have been done.
Should have been.
But like I said, I think if you're going to play this, you need a stronger midfield. You need stronger. I think Sheaf's fine, but I think you need somebody stronger next to him if you're going to play three, because you're leaving the two in there quite exposed. They're going to have to cope with a lot. That's where I would say. I think the wing backs is self-explanatory. I think you guys have all said you need strengthening on arguably both sides on there. But I would say if you're gonna go with this style, you need somebody next to Sheaf, a lot better than what you've got.
Okay. Well, that was going to be the next point. So you've hit on it there. We have Sheaf and James playing defensive mids to keep that area solid. James is obviously the one who's been with us longer, and yes, I think we could do with a younger James. Someone who can do what he can do, but 5 years younger, maybe at least, who can actually run and is quicker. Absolutely. So I do think that's a potential.
I could think of a younger James that I'd like to have.
Okay. Go on.
Hint. Jordan James.
Jordan James, yeah.
Good luck with that one.
I know.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen because he's already. You know what? I haven't said it yet, and I'm not going to, because I would like to get Jordan James. But is this another McAtee scenario? He's already kind of turned his nose up at us once. He should maybe do one, and we should just forget about him. But yeah, he's.
Are you talking about the summer for him?
Maybe.
Well, I know you said we can't get him in January, so
yeah, because I don't think there's a recall option or anything. So he's with Leicester for the duration. Of
Somebody reported there was. I thought there's still. I think there is. No. Unless the reporting was wrong. I swear I saw an article.
It's because there's a fee already agreed, which means
no, not with Leicester though. Not Leicester though. There was other team. There was Prem teams that were looking to possibly make something happen in January. So I think there's a possibility that could still happen.
The deal with Leicester is that there is no recall on the loan, so Rennes can't recall him because there is a fee already set for optional. So Leicester can make the transfer permanent at any point during the loan if they want to with the set fee, which means there cannot be a recall option as part of the deal.
Okay. Maybe. Well, here's the thing: they're not going to be able to get him, so that's a wasted option anyway. They can't. They're probably going to be under an embargo. Be my guess.
Okay. Well, whoever we get or not get or whatever,
it could be in the
it would be nice certainly to have James as the backup for that position and have a starting number one. Where do we see Dobson? If we change to this situation, this scenario and format, where do we leave Dobson? Because I guarantee you, if Dobson is left out of this, a lot of people are going to be unhappy. He's one of the new favourites at the moment. I know his hard work. I know why people like him. I like his hard work too. He's great at getting in and breaking up play, but he has his downsides that a lot of people are overlooking because he works so hard.
He's a good bench option, though, isn't he? You would say. If you're 20 minutes to go in a game, and if that's if that's what you're playing, I would say his energy and, like you said, his tough tackling nature is perfect to bring on for the last 15, 20 minutes, is it?
He's happy to take a card. So yeah.
No, I mean, obviously, if you're chasing a game, then you say
Yes.
no. There has to be different options. But if you're
Yes.
drawing or you're winning a game, you're looking to see it out. Well, he's the perfect person to bring on with 20 minutes to go. Surely.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's been really good. I like I said, I think he's better at breaking up play than what James is. Obviously, I think James is a better passer. I would agree with that too. So I think you lose a little in the passing department and gain a little bit in the defending department. But yeah, I'm totally fine with Dabo coming in as a backup option.
How many defenders are we playing on a bench? Sorry, midfielders are we playing on a bench, not counting wingers?
Currently,
yeah.
I think I don't know. I guess we'd have to
I'll
look
check
that up real quick. Yeah, I don't probably probably two. Depends on I think it depends on what the
Rathbone Dobson. That's it.
Here's my question. Here's my question. I'd be curious to get John's thoughts on this. I've always thought that the ideal person for playing the James spot is oh crap, brain fart.
Here's O'Brien.
Yeah, O'Brien. I think O'Brien's the one to play that spot. Am I off base there? I know Parky's played him further forward. So
I agree. I think I've long said I think you've got Sheaf and O'Brien are a good enough two for this level. My concern with that is more of a Sheaf can't play more than really 60 odd minutes at a high tempo game. I don't think O'Brien has a problem, but then again, I'm not convinced Parkinson trusts O'Brien for a central midfield job personally.
Okay, but doesn't this scenario leave O'Brien completely out in the cold? Then, if he's not considered good enough to cover James or Sheaf's
this was
position.
to go back to what I've been talking about all like as soon as the summer once this team got put together and we saw the team complete, I assumed that what we were going to do was Windass and Broadhead off of Moore, Sheaf and O'Brien as the two midfielders. You know, I thought that's how we were going to play it, but then what he did was he played O'Brien further forward and just left out either Windass or Broadhead. And I thought he liked that just because you had maybe is a little more defensive minded that way. But I still always thought, I think at a certain point he wanted to get to O'Brien was playing in the midfield too with Sheaf. I think, you know what I mean? I just don't think we ever quite got there for whatever reason, injuries and whatever.
Can I go? Can I?
Yeah, go.
I love O'Brien's energy. I think his biggest problem was he doesn't know how to chip it over a goalkeeper. I remember one howler he had. We were playing against like a 20-year-old goalkeeper. I'm not sure if the goalkeeper had been given a tip sheet on the opposition or whatever, but O'Brien came at him and the goalkeeper basically laid on the ground straight across in front of him and he kicked it straight into him. And like all he had to do was just get his toe under the ball, lift it a metre off the ground. He would have. But him and Rathbone running around together, geez, that'd be pretty good to watch. And I don't understand why Rathbone's not starting yet. Like he's a player of the year last year, so everyone below him is getting picked. He doesn't have to play a full game at this stage. He can play the 60 minutes, and you know if we get one or two ahead, then you keep going for 3 or 4. You don't just stop and try and protect 2 goals because that can bite you in the arse. But if you do get that few goals ahead, then you bring Dobbo on at the end, and if you let him 1 goal, it doesn't matter by that stage. It's because Dobbo will defend his ass off, but I really hate it when we get to a lead and then we just pull up. If you can get to 2-0, well, why can't you get to 4-0? That's what I think. You just attack, and then whatever happens. But like I said, if you make a mistake, everyone just works their ass off, gets back, then you go again. You make them go 100 metres. You don't make them go 20 metres. Things happen too quick. When you've got no space to work with, everything just happens in you can't just sit there and take pot shot after pot shot. Something's got to give. That's when I feel sorry for AO. He cops it sometimes, but geez, I don't think he should be defending half the goals he's trying to defend because
to that point, the only team in the championship that's faced more shots than us has been Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, and they're in disarray, so that's expected.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, but this formation takes out the idea of the box midfield that Parky was kind of playing with and toying with for a while. And it kind of hurts attacking midfielders. Now, Josh Windass is the only attacking midfielder who we have that's playing kind of in the forward attacking role. So if you have Rathbone and O'Brien, and we're not using them as defensive midfielders, are they strong enough to be attacking midfielders where we can plug them into the front row like Windass?
I think they can. I think if you're, I think just as if you're looking to go a little more defensive, as far as like we're playing, say we're up 2 goals, and just like you'd bring Dabo on to maybe see out a game. I think a Rathbone, in for Windass, or O'Brien in for Broadhead, kind of helps you out defensively a little bit. Maybe you lose a little in attack, but you're looking to just finish that game out, get through the last 15 minutes. But to me, O'Brien should be starting. Yeah, so I think you got to find a place for him to start. Rathbone, I think, can start. I'd like to see. I've just not seen him play at this level, so it's hard for me to. I know he's played at this level, but I've not watched him play at this level, so I don't know how he is. You know what I mean? It's different. So he was our player of the season last season, but that was in League One, so it's a new league. Is he still a high level player at this level? I don't know. I need to see it. You know what I mean?
What we think won't change what Parky does, but so it doesn't matter really. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what we think about players. It sort of matters what Parky thinks about them. We like to talk about it. It's good fun.
Yeah.
But just the whole, and go back to that, the whole O'Brien and Rathbone together, just the energy, like they just get so many more touches in a game, and the more touches you get, everything's not going to work for you, but just percentage-wise, it gives you a much better chance for some things to work for you. If you're always on ball, you're going to create more chances, I believe. If you're just going to, if you're too slow to get, and they've both got pace. If you're too slow to get to the ball all the time, you're not really going to create much at all, are you? Okay,
but do we ever see a world where O'Brien and Rathbone are playing together with this system? They can't fit.
I'm not big on systems. It all changes on the field. Everyone gets caught chasing blokes around on the other team, and the ball turns over, and everyone's, I know it's a formation to fall back into when everyone's got time to look around and see where they are on the field, but sometimes things just happen so quickly. Everyone's just got to react. You don't have the formation. When you're under the pump, the formation is probably the last thing in your head. You're just trying to get the ball back off the other team or stop the other team from cutting down angles and passes.
Okay, I understand that. That's fine, and the logic in general is sound there. But you put on players on the understanding that you are in a rough formation, and this is roughly where you play, with the other players that play different roles. So, you know what I mean? That's the problem, is the 2 players you mentioned can't play together. Like, who are they replacing? And they're not first teamers. That's the problem. They're kind of a little bit in the cold, and I don't think they're coming back in. Certainly looking at this formation.
They're both in the cold because of injuries, but
yeah, but maybe they missed their window. Their spots have been taken by others, and they're not getting them back.
I will say, Parky has said he wanted, when he put this in, he said earlier in the season he wanted to be able to go back and forth in between the two formations. So you could, in a 3, which is Matt White just put in the chat, like those 2 can still fit if we played a midfield 3. So there may be games that it suits us to play the 5-3-2, and so maybe Broadhead or Windass get a break, and we play Rathbone and LOB as the 8s with Sheaf in behind or who, you know what I mean. You just change things up, get fresh legs in there, and it's just a different formation to fit the players. And and maybe that works better against a specific team.
Okay, that's fair. So let's not answer the question of who we think absolutely we should be looking for and who's probably going to be first to miss out. Let's finish where we are with this. And then the last 3 we need to kind of discuss is Doyle, Hyam, and Cleworth, and their backups. Well, Cleworth doesn't have one at the moment. We don't really have anyone for that side.
Yeah, Doyle, it's Hyam. I think if Cleworth went down, you'd have to slide Hyam out, and then Scar goes back into the middle.
And Scar has to come.
I think that's now. I think once, and I don't think it'll be too much longer. When Brunt comes back, Brunt's probably the backup for both Doyle. Left and right sides.
Yeah.
But I think you just got to wait till he gets healthy. We're just not exactly sure how long he's out for.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right. Go on, Wayne. How's your comment?
So all these theories, there's no really, until they're on the field and you get to see for yourself, there's no real way to prove or disprove any of this stuff. You've sort of got to see it on the field. But a lot of stuff we talk about, we probably never get a chance to see it happen. So you don't know until you know.
Okay, so are we potentially going to bring in another defender? And where will they be plugged in? I don't think there'll be a backup. I think if we take a new defender, it'll be a starter. Personally, just my opinion. Unless they go the young road, which I said is available for every position.
Defender seems to be where we have the biggest shortage at the moment. So a couple of injuries and we're really scraping the barrel then with defenders. So I think they've got to go after a decent defender, like you said. And it has to be a starter. You don't go buying bench players now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Spend the money.
Which position will be upgraded in January?
So you got to cover Max. Like we've sort of got Scar there as cover. They don't score many goals when Scar's in, and the left side seems to be covered. So someone to cover Max by the looks of it.
Okay. Would you not would you not replace Scar with someone who takes the position away from Hyam and then Hyam moves across?
Eventually, I'm not sure if anyone's after Scar or how long his contract runs for. Maybe we don't have any choice.
We'll leave all that aside. We have money.
Yeah, okay.
If we upgrade Scar, we just deal with the cash or whatever. Sell him, don't sell him, it doesn't matter.
I think utility players are worth their weight in gold. Folks who can play multiple positions.
Okay.
It was a very successful team in my sport like this year. He bought basically a whole squad of utility players. Everyone thought, what are you doing? And then halfway through the year, people were talking about him winning the competition. So, I don't know. They're all pros. They'll make it work. Put them wherever, they'll make it work. If they don't make it work, you drop them.
Okay. Right. John, let's throw this one to you as a little bit of a neutral. What would you do here?
I'd get rid of Scar because he's not good enough for this level.
Okay.
And I would replace him. And if that means you could get a replacement or somebody better than Hyam, you push Hyam and you knock Cleworth to the bench and you play the better centre half in the middle and you play Hyam at right side of centre back and you send Connor Cody to the retirement home because that's what you do.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron, you agree with that?
And the other thing too is Max has had an incredible run of injuries. And even when he got injured last season, we had a few international breaks in there. So he ended up missing 3 or 4 games. And I don't know, it's like he's been shot in the arse with a rainbow as far as injuries are concerned. Some players get lucky, but yeah, it's 4 years with one injury. And you play every single game, every minute. He's been pretty lucky, I think. Yeah, something's got to give eventually. You got to cover him.
Yeah,
you got to buy something.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay.
It does depend on. It depends on how they see Brunt and what they think where his ceiling is. You know what I mean? They'll have a better handle on that than what we would. But I think that does come into play with it. If you are going to bring in a player that's going to go start though, I do think probably Max would be the one that you upgrade. And does that? I don't know. I see. Then you get into the conversation of is like, are you better off just playing Max because it helps with the value of the player, and eventually he could be worth a lot of money. Do you look at it that way, or I mean, do you need to? Do you need to? Do we need to upgrade Max? I don't know if we need to, but I do think if you were going to upgrade one of the three, it's probably him.
But it's competition for places, though, isn't it? So
yeah, that's true.
You bring in somebody stronger, and you would say they don't start. So you bring in somebody stronger, and they sit on the bench to begin with. But then Max realizes that if I drop below my high standard, even by a little bit, my place is gone. And that's a motivation where you either play at the level, mate, or you're replaced. Simple as that. That's what drives competition and drives levels.
You want to be in a position where every week you're thinking about who you're leaving out of the side, not bringing into the side. You want to have competition for places. That just breeds success. It happens everywhere.
Okay. So let's have a quick conversation on Doyle. Doyle was kept out for quite a while before Brunt got injured. What do we think now of Doyle's position and his ceiling and where he could be? Is there a scenario where we find the right player who likes to play on the left and Doyle goes back to the bench? Or is Doyle that player that's good enough and has a really high ceiling? Is it potentially higher than Max's?
I think it's higher than Max. I think Max has hit his ceiling.
I wouldn't agree with that just yet. I think he can do better. But
if we ever did get to the Prem, I think that would really find him out.
Everybody gets found out in the Prem. Nobody keeps their spot. When you get promoted to the Prem, they all go to the bench.
Well, yeah. I don't think he's quite got the pace.
Okay, Doyle. We're talking about Doyle now. So
yeah. Doyle does have. I think Doyle. I think to me for sure has the higher potential. Not to say that Max can't get better, but I do think. I think Doyle. He's got something about him, and he's young. And think about how many games he's got at this level, at his age. He's a good player. He's a solid player, and I think we just needed to get him in the right system that kind of plays to his strengths a little bit more. And I think what we did yesterday, I think that definitely played more to his strengths. Dogs, what are you doing? My dogs are being ridiculous right now. They're running around my living room. But yeah, there's Doyle. I think I'd be happy to keep him as a starter for now.
I think I was going to say with the same as Wayne. I think the only thing I have concerns, I wouldn't have concerns, but the only thing I would say looking at Doyle is the pace. I think long term he's more of a central one of the three. I think at the moment of his youthful age he still has that yard of pace, but I think as he gets older in his career that's probably going to disappear. When I see him future wise, if he was part of a back three, he would be the middle of the back three for me. I think at the moment he's you need somebody with legs playing wing back in front of him, I would say, to protect him a little bit, because I think if you get somebody with a little bit of pace about him, he can suffer in that regard. I think he's a very good defender, and I think he's very good on the ball. I just think he can people can get behind him a little bit too easy for my liking.
He's got
do you think that's because he gets too far forward and he leaves himself out? And you think that's just something because of the way he plays?
No, you're going to touch on one of my bugbears now. He comes from an academy style and a lot of clubs that play a certain way, which is like we play possession football, where he's more thinking about going that way and less thinking about going the other way. And I think at times he gets caught ball watching, like a lot of defenders do these days, where they don't do the sort of the basics in the sense of tracking runs or watching off the ball runs. And I just think he's one of many at this level, which at times you can run off the back of him and he doesn't. And the problem is some defenders are fine where they let the runner go, but they've got the pace or they've got mobility that can get them back into a position so they can defend it. That's where I think Doyle struggles, is if somebody does get off the back of him, he doesn't have the mobility to get back into a position that helps him.
Yep.
Okay. So, do we have our 3 positions for an absolute max of 3 players? Can you? Someone up front. We need extra cover if we're going to regularly play 3 up front. Someone to cover James, to take over from James, who's a bit younger but can do the same role, and then an extra one in the back line in whichever position it comes in from.
Yeah. See, to me, I think for me, it's.
I didn't even mention the wingers, of course.
Wing backs. I think wing backs are more important than anything right now for us. I think we've got to get. I think we need replacements for Barney and Macca. So I think you upgrade those with players that are good enough to start. Because both our wing backs have gone down with injuries this season, the 2 starters. So we don't know. I mean, you'd like to think they could last a whole season, but you don't know that they can. And when they come back in, we don't know how long. We've only got 5 starts out of Kakache. So as good a player as he is, he's not been able to stay healthy. So that's a concern. So I think you got to bring somebody in that we think is as good as or can be as good as he is. So for me, I think you bring in 2 wing backs and then bring in a starter, or not necessarily starter, but another Kiefer Moore, a Kiefer Moore-like striker. I think is, for me, that's our most important things that we need to take care of.
I don't think we're going to be able to find 2 wing backs, 1 for each side in January. And I think you have to consider the fact that we already have Kabore and Kakache, who are starters. I know they've had all these injuries, but you have to have some hope that they can play in the second half of the season. That's what we brought them in for. If you bring someone in to replace them, then they end up sitting on a bench. Or someone important ends up sitting on a bench. Maybe not the new player, maybe Kabore, maybe Kakache.
Yeah.
So that's one for me. I don't think we should or will be able to find 1 for each side in January. But that's me personally on that one. Wayne, what do you think? Given 3 positions, which one do you want?
With the wing back thing, I obviously good players who can cross the ball very accurately, have a bit of vision, but they've got to have speed. I think there's nothing better than watching someone on your own team just cruise past someone in 4th gear. They haven't even hit 5th yet, and the other bloke's just trying his ass off to get to him, and your bloke's just pulling away from him. It's not so great when you see it happen to your own team, like Macca and that all the time. So wingbacks, someone to cover Max, and I know Moore scores a lot of goals with headers, but he does a lot of little tap-ins too. That seems to be Hardy's game.
Yeah.
Suppose you can never have a good enough striker, can you?
No.
Yeah. The wingbacks, cover Max. We've got enough midfielders to work with, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've got enough in the midfield to get us through this season. I would agree with that. I don't necessarily think we need one. You know, if we're in a promotion fight, you know what I mean? If we were sitting sixth right now, then maybe, maybe you do it. But I think sitting where we're at, and if we're happy to just challenge, and hopefully do a little better than what we are, I think we're okay. Fair. I think we're okay with. We've got plenty in the midfield, I think. So
if we seriously go 3-4-3, we're overstocked in midfield.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. We're well overstocked. Yeah, for sure.
Having Broadhead and Longman on, I mentioned it yesterday how Longman considered himself a right winger and Broadhead a left winger, like John has always said. I was pretty excited to see that, and geez, that was a good game to watch yesterday. I find it hard to sit through a whole. I'll be honest. A lot of football matches, I find it really hard to sit there and watch it, unless it's a game like that, or a Coventry game, or it's just attack. Can't beat it. Just visually, it's awesome.
Yeah,
and it seems to work for us when we do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Everyone has fun. Josh has fun. We have fun watching. Players are having fun. The crowd's having fun. Parky's having fun because he's winning.
Yeah, that was one of the things Patty said during the game yesterday. You could just tell our attacking players were having so much fun out there playing with each other. Just the way we were playing, they were enjoying themselves, and that was it was fun to watch. It was fun to watch those guys just have that free roll and be creative and do whatever they felt like they wanted to do. I mean, those guys were just all over the place. It was wild. A lot of fun to watch.
Sorry, Wayne, I had you muted there for a second because noise in the background.
Just having fun creates its own energy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets their tails up, and for some reason you don't feel tired all of a sudden when you're not having fun and you're losing, and it's all you start to notice, oh geez, I'm starting to feel a bit tired here and all that. But when you got your tail up and you got your wind and the wind's in your team sails, like everyone's running around yahooing, and it's a really good feeling, especially when you got a game wrapped up and you can really enjoy the last 15 minutes as a team, and sit back, and then you can look at the crowd a bit and listen to the crowd. And I never used to hear crowds when I was playing. There's so much talk out on the field that sort of zone out to the crowd until the play stops, and all of a sudden you realise there's a crowd there.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hope our team gets more of that in the coming second half.
Everyone wants to go to work and have some sort of fun. If you're not having fun, you get another career.
Yeah.
Unless it pays really well. That's been my problem. I did a job that paid really, really well. I hated it, but then I thought, what else do I do? I've got to find another job and start back at the bottom again. So on shit wages. So I just put up with it for years. But yeah, it's all about having fun.
It's kind of like us with our dead wood. We pay them too much money. They enjoy sitting on the bench.
Just winning games. If your team's winning, everything looks after itself. Advertisers want to sponsor you. You sell out your crowds. Players want to sign for your club. Just winning and looking like you're having fun doing it. Just makes you so appealing to everybody. Everyone wants to jump on for the ride.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I think we're nearly done there. Wayne, thanks for coming in. It was a great chat, buddy.
No worries. Thanks.
Had a good time today.
Thank you. Good to see everybody. I'll catch you later.
Catch you later, Wayne.
See you, buddy.
Okay, so John, then, so what do you think Parky's going to do, or what do you think he should do with this new style and his old style, and what's your opinions on it?
I'm not convinced he'll stick with the three up front. Yeah, I don't think he'll let himself be so open. I've got a feeling
he'll get lynched if he changes it and we lose.
Yeah, he will. But then It's a real difficult one because I think it was the perfect storm against Sheffield United. I think I was kind of frustrated for us watching that game because when we played them, our game against them was done as soon as we went down to 10 men. But even in that game against them, you could see defensively they're quite easy to get at. But of course, after 20 minutes or whatever it was, it was done. And then, of course, when I watched some of you guys play against them, I thought, yeah, exactly. The defense was you exploited it. I'm not convinced you will come up against sides so easy to exploit like that. And I think Parkinson will know that. And that's why I think he won't continue with that 3 up front. Plus, I think he needed a result at home. And like I said, you were 3-1 down. That's the other thing. It's great that, from your side of things, it's fantastic. Hey, you won 5-3 and it's brilliant. And everyone's like happy and like Wayne said, confidence and you're winning. But I mean, that could have been so different if Sheffield United actually had a defensive brain amongst them. That they were 3-1 ahead away from home. They should have shut up shop and said, "Nah, not anymore." But I agree with Aaron. I think I think you guys have said it many a times. I think the wing backs are an area where you need to strengthen, and I think Parkinson's not daft. He realizes he doesn't have a alternate option to Moore, and I think the way you play relies upon that figure in that position that Moore plays. And they are hard to find because there's not many of them around that are any good. But I think if anything, I think that will be probably top of his January wish list will be a backup to Moore in that regard. I think, yes, wing backs will be on there, but I think that's the one area where he will probably look at it and think, I don't have anyone in that entire squad that can do it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, but here's the thing people bring up all the time. Is that not on Parky? Right? We have very strong players. And Parky doesn't seem to know how to use them if Moore isn't there. Like, that's part of his job, is to have alternate formations and tactics and styles to cover for important players who get injured. So what is his alternative when Kiefer's not available? If I say Kiefer's out for a month, what does he do then? Who's up front? Is it a 1? Is it a 2? Is it a 3? Like, what's he doing? Nobody knows what he's doing.
He'll shoehorn somebody. He won't change, will he? He's not.
Here's the thing. I'll be honest. With the way we played yesterday, we didn't need Kiefer Moore up there. That could have been any of those strikers because we weren't banging balls up to his head.
Yeah,
we were playing balls to the feet. And it was. I thought it was very. It was very different from the way what we have played. Yeah. So now Kiefer obviously gets the header off the corner, and then the other one was a ball through from Broadhead that honestly you'd probably be better if you had a smaller, faster striker, and he'd probably got to it even easier.
But it's the off the ball stuff. The thing is with Kiefer Moore up there is if you've got the ball in your back line, they're having to stick 2 men on Moore because they are the opposition are thinking you're going to lump it to Moore. So they can't leave him 1-on-1 because Moore will win majority of those. So they'll stick 1 on. They'll go 1 will contest and 1 will drop back to try and pick up the flick on. So they have to essentially stick 2 people on him, which leaves space otherwise, and I think that's key. If you don't have more, say for example you had J-Rod, up there playing that role, you come up against Sheffield United, for example. I think Sheffield United's backline all of a sudden go, do you know what? Actually, Bindon probably I'll back myself to deal with J-Rod, and then their other centre half Tanganga doesn't have to come across and cover. He can then go and cover somebody else, and then all of a sudden you haven't condensed the field and you've got space then out wide for Windus and Broadhead to capitalise on.
Sure. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one because I went online and I went back looking through the comments about the match, and even when we were losing to Sheffield United, everybody was raving about the play we were doing. Now, it remains to be seen if we can get anything close to that type of play, even in the same formation with the same players against different teams. It's a tiny sample size against one team. That's granted.
Yeah.
But people have been talking about this formation for a long time. And even, variants of, a 2-1 or 1-2 instead of a flat 3 or whatever. That maybe is slightly closer to what Parky likes to play, with balls coming in from the wings and stuff. So there's a lot of variants you can play off that. But it is a small sample size. People were raving about it. They loved it. The excitement, the fact we were attacking. We have been starved of shots on goal for so long, because the stats don't always show it. The stats can look horrendous, but we can actually have had a lot more attacks than it looks like, because when we're firing balls in from the wing, they can be really dangerous. We can be extremely close to scoring a goal, but you don't connect, and that goes nowhere. You get no stats, you get no points. It looks horrendous on the board. So that's one thing. But we have been starved of just general chances and quick play. And Parky has seemed to want us to play more passing game. And yesterday, for the first time, everybody was passing. They were making triangles everywhere on the pitch. And I nearly had a heart attack when we played the ball out of our own box when we were being attacked. We took like 5 passes to get the ball out and around the attackers, and we got the ball away and started a fresh attack on a counter. It was ridiculous, the amount of passing for us. Now, I know, look, I've seen other teams do better and I've seen them be more fluid than us, but it was ridiculous and people were raving about it online. Now, I know that means nothing to Parky. He doesn't care. I understand that. I know none of this technically means anything if Parky doesn't believe that it's better than what he's going to do. So that's fine. But it will be interesting. The fans were all over this match, even before we were winning it, about the style to play, using our best players. That was one of the big ones. Finally, our best players are on the pitch, 3 of them together. Broadhead, Windlass and Moore. Everybody's been shouting, you bought them in the summer. They're the best players we have. Why are they not out on the pitch? Figure it out, Parky. It's your job to get the best players on the pitch.
Yep.
So it will be really interesting if he goes back on this. Or what he does for this next match. Because it's another home match. You can use the excuse, it's different, it's an away match. We have a different style at home versus a different style away. I won 2 points at home, I won 1 point away. All that carry on, you can defend it. But it will be really interesting to say, well, what was the difference between this match and the next match with Preston at home with the same sort of injuries? So I'm really curious what he does here.
He'll be more worried about Preston, though, won't he? As daft as that sounds, because Preston, obviously, where they are, he'll be thinking, we can't allow them the sort of opportunities that you guys allowed Sheffield United. Because the one thing is that you would say, looking at Preston this season, is if you give them a 2-goal lead, for example, they're not going to capitulate and defend like a bunch of numpties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the same thing is also true, though. They're not going to attack us like Sheffield United did.
No, they
either.
won't.
It is a completely different game with them. They're going to sit back. They're going to give us possession.
They will pack out midfield and they will make it difficult. And if you are going to try and play your triangles, they will force you to do it really, really well because they will close the space down.
Mm-hmm. But what will be interesting is, can we adapt that and just go over the top of them? We love a long ball. We love a long ball to the wings. We can play that too. We can play that from anywhere. And with 3 up front, we have more people available in theory to lump the ball up to if we have to. So it will be really interesting to see how it works and how exactly he sets up for this. Because if they're going to play a 3-5-2 and they're going to sit back and give us the ball, that is the worst case scenario for us. We've always said this. We hate having possession. We are a counter-attacking team. So if we go back to some variant on a 3-5-2 and we try and play the old school style against the worst type of team to do it, what's the point? At least in the 3-5-3, we are an attacking team. We are passing around well. Like, we can try and play through them. If we can't play through them because they're too strong, play it over them and see what happens. and just stay solid defensively. It's an interesting one.
I think the only thing that I would say from a Parkinson point of view that he may use, not an excuse, but he may use it, that Preston will play a 3 in midfield. And I can see him not wanting to play 2 in midfield against them.
Mhm.
I can see him wanting to match them up as a 3, which means that one of the front guys has got to fall out. That's the way I see it.
Okay, but my point on that, and I mentioned it before yesterday's match and seeing exactly how they were going to play. I mentioned you can still go 5 in the midfield if you ask Josh Windass to play deeper. He's an attacking mid. He can play in with the midline and let the 2 boys stay further up until he gets the free space. He doesn't have to be a solid 3 up the front either, but that would remain more attacking than pulling one of the boys off and having 2 attacking and plugging in an extra midfielder. This is kind of the question we just had about Lewis O'Brien and Rathbone and how do they all fit in with a 3-5-3 variant versus, or sorry, 3-4-3 variant versus the 3-5-2.
I think if you're a, shall we say, an attacking-minded coach, I think you totally do what you're saying, Paddy.
Yeah.
I think if we're being honest, if you feel Parkinson, you're more likely to see an O'Brien/Rathbone play that role instead. That can do that way, but also do that way better than Windass. That's what he'll trust.
Okay. How about this one? Does this make any sort of logical sense? If Parky wants to go more defensive and still doesn't trust the whole 3-4-3 totally yet, is there an argument to say that you play the 3-5-2 to start, but then if you're not winning and either drawing, especially if you're losing, but even if you're drawing and you want to go a bit more attack minded, then you switch into the 3-4-3 to put on an extra attacker and pull your 1 midfield out and go push that way. Whereas previously you might have said it was a kitchen sink maneuver because often we might pull a defender or something because we're chasing and we're losing anyway, it doesn't matter. But in this scenario, you swap from the more defensive 3-5-2 into a solid 3-4-3, go for it, guys. Push.
I suppose it depends how the game goes, doesn't it? Really,
Yeah.
I think if the game sort of if the game gets to half time, for example, and it's 0-0, and you know Preston haven't really
shown much in attack,
not troubled you. They're sat back doing their thing, almost like we'll take a point and we'll take an opportunity if it comes, but we're not going to leave ourselves open.
The midfield are not overrunning us and destroying us.
Then I would say, but this is me, I would personally say, well, then I want my manager and I want my team. You're at home. I want the emphasis is on the home team. You've got to go and win the game. But that's me. That's the way I'm thinking and want to see football. I don't know. After a brilliant win against Sheffield United, if Parkinson says it's a hard point against Preston at home, who are in the top 6, that's a great result. You're damned if you do, and damned, it's one of those, isn't it? He could change it, and all of a sudden Preston go up the other end, catch you, and then score, and then all of a sudden the knives would be out saying, well, he changed it, he made bad choices again, and blah blah blah.
And they will go solid defense once they're ahead. They're not going to fuck about with you. Well, we're ahead now, guys. You better take it back.
No, I mean, I mean, if Preston got a lead, they're not. It's not Sheffield United where you got O'Hare and Harmer playing like fancy little like tricks and flicks and balls here. It's not going to be open space. They will make it disgustingly horrible to play against. So, it's a tough one. In all fairness, I wouldn't have a clue which way you'd go. I think everyone who's an attacking mind sense would like to think he would probably go for it, but the truth of the matter is he'll probably be somewhere in between, won't it?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think to what Wayne said, I think he can't turn back now. He'll be shooting himself in the foot. I think there'll be a lot of upset people if we don't line up in that 3-4-3. There'll be some upset people. But I totally take on board what you're saying. I mean that's the thing. I don't
think Parky's the manager that really cares.
No, I think he's gonna do.
He's not sentimental. He wouldn't play was it Mullen and Palmer like on the last match of the season when we'd already won our promotion?
Yeah.
You wouldn't put them in the lineup to give them a send off type thing. You know, it's like tough shit. Nope.
Let's be honest. If he thinks playing a 3 across midfield and dropping one of the front men is the best way to get a result against Preston at home, he will do it and not give a flying F what anyone in the fan base thinks.
Yeah.
That's just, and to be fair, that's how a manager should be. The day that you start worrying what the fan base are going to say on team selection, you might as well jack it in and retire.
And here is a very good argument. The problem is we've played defense for far too long, and we haven't been. Oh, I misread it. And we haven't been able to score or barely get any shots. That's not true. We have been able to score. That's one thing we can do, right? We will get a goal, but maybe only a solitary goal, and you might already be ahead of us by 2. So that's part of the problem there. But we are able to get solitary goals, but we just have not looked comfortable or good doing it. We are actually reasonably okay of getting on the end of a chance here and there, but the rest of the time we look horrendous in the defense. And that's the thing. I've defended it. I'll be first to admit I defended it, and I will still defend it. At the end of the day, I don't care if our football looks ugly. I don't care if it looks horrendous if we're winning. If we're getting enough points, I will happily watch it. And I will watch dog shit football if we keep winning and getting promoted and getting where we want to be. So let me be straight about that. I said it, and people will remember, I had this at Peterborough. I hammered Peterborough for their fans and their style. And, we want to look good playing football. We don't care about winning. We actually want to look good with our football. We don't want to play that shite. No, it's about winning and getting the points. I want my team to win more than I want them to look good. But I would prefer both if I can get it. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite about this. So if Parky goes back to the shit style and it's a horrendous match and I'm bored to tears and we score in the 90th minute on our second shot of the match and take 3 points, I don't care. I don't.
Yeah. In the stats and in the annuals, when you look back in a couple of years, it won't say we won, but it was a shit game. It will just say we won. So, and it's like I've always said, the only good way, the only good style of football is winning style of football. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Yep. Okay. So, final comment here, guys. Let's give it to Matt Walsh. Side note. Crazy that after 23 games, ourselves and Birmingham are 1 point apart in the standings and both allowed 30 goals. We have scored 32 to their 31. And on that bombshell, guys, I think we're going to leave it there, call it a night, and say goodbye to everybody. Bye.
Bye.